You've been hearing us talk about imperial yeast for a while now, and that's because we absolutely love the stuff. With 200 billion cells in each pitch-right pouch, we rarely need to make starters these days. While originally based out of Portland, Oregon, imperial yeast has expanded to the East Coast, meaning even more people have access to their incredible lineup of yeast, including popular strains like A07 Flagship, A38 Juice, A09 Pub, and a Brülosophy favorite, L17 Harvest. So good. Whether you brew at home or on the commercial scale, imperial yeast has what you need to make the best beer possible. You can check out all of their available strains and start your planning at imperialyeast.com. Welcome, everybody, to episode 203 of the Brülosophy Podcast. I'm your host, Marshall Schott, and boy, have we got something special in store for you today. As I'm sure most of you know, our good friend Jersey recently moved out of California to a new state with his family. He's now in Oklahoma, and while we're all very excited for the good that we know will come to them, we're also super bummed that the 1-minute beer review with Jersey and Tim has to come to an end. Well, sort of. You see, Jersey is coming back to town occasionally because he still has a couple of months before he could fully retire from the military. So since he's here now, rather than recording a bunch of single beer reviews with all the stuff listeners have sent in recently, we thought it would be fun to do more of a live review session with Jersey, Tim, myself, and a couple of friends as well, whose voices may sound familiar to you if you've been listening to the show long enough. We've got all kinds of fun stuff planned for this episode. In addition to reviewing a few beers, we're going to be reading some notes listeners left for the guys and introducing you all to the person who will be replacing Jersey, whom, by the way, was Jersey's recommendation. This is going to be a fun one. Now, just a quick warning. We are a bunch of adult men who are sitting around drinking, so there may be some language in this episode that for people who are sensitive to certain language you may not want to hear. So just, again, be forewarned. All right, if you like what we're up to and you want us to keep doing it, consider becoming a patron of Brülosophy by committing to a small monthly pledge over at patreon.com/Brülosophy. You'll receive rewards like access to unpublished contributor recipes, unique discounts at YakimaValleyHops.com, and an invite to a monthly live Q&A session with somebody in the brewing world. For this month, September of 2021, that guest is Colin Kaminsky, who, in addition to brewing professionally at Napa, California's Downtown Joe's Brewery, and co-authoring the Water Book with John Palmer, is also responsible for introducing all of us to the concept of Vitality Starters, which we are very appreciative for. In order to be a part of this event, you have to make your pledge of just $3 or more at patreon.com/Brülosophy by Friday, September 24th, 2021 at the latest. Otherwise, we won't have time to get you added to the private Facebook group where these sessions are hosted. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a rating and review of this show in Apple Podcast or wherever it is you listen to podcasts that allows for reviews, we would really appreciate it. Last time I checked, we were approaching about 900 reviews, which is amazing. And we'd really love your help getting past that 1,000 mark. All right, feedback is brought to you by Brewers Hardware, who specialize in triclover compatible sanitary fittings, conical fermenters, kettles, and brew stands. Brewers Hardware offers a variety of unique items for home and craft brewers, including high-quality stainless fittings at great prices with super fast shipping. Learn more at brewershardware.com, and don't forget to mention Brülosophy at checkout to receive a free gift. That's brewershardware.com. Listener Tom Forelli of Loaded Dragon Brewing Company wrote in with some feedback on episode 97. Tom says, "This is something I've been doing for a while now that's very simple and has been effective for water chemistry adjustments to the full volume of brewing water when it cannot be adjusted all at once in a single vessel. This can be used for strike water, sparge water, and mash out water if applicable. First, fill a measuring cup with 1,000 milliliters of hot water, then stir in the brewing salts that were calculated for your entire volume of brewing water, making sure it's thoroughly dissolved. Next, use simple ratios to add proper volumes of this solution to your various brewing waters. For example, if you have 8 gallons of strike water and 9 gallons of sparge water, so 17 gallons total, you would do 8 divided by 17, which is 47% or 470 milliliters of the solution that would be added to the strike water, and 9 divided by 17 or 53%, also 530 milliliters of the solution would be added to the sparge water. I also like to stir vigorously at each addition to get back into suspension anything that is settled to the bottom of the measuring cup. We got so much killer feedback on that water chemistry episode that we recently did, with people sharing all sorts of neat approaches to making adjustments to their brewing water. Tom, I think this idea makes a ton of sense and really simplifies things for those who brew using 2 separate volumes of water. Very, very cool. Like I said in the last episode when we got feedback on this, I'm still doing full volume brewing myself, so it's not anything I really have to worry about. But I really like this approach, really simplifies it, and doing 1,000 milliliters makes it really easy to divvy out those additions. So thanks for the feedback, Tom. If you have show feedback, you could send it to feedback@brülosophy.com or leave us a note on social media. All right, I'm going to pull the guys away from their pizza right now and prepare some beers to review. We are going to be right back with a lot of fun. After a long brew day, the last thing I want to do is waste more time chilling wort. I've tried so many different options, and ultimately I settled on the super efficient immersion chillers made by Jaded Brewing. With the King Cobra and Hydra, I'm able to chill my entire batch of wort from boiling to just a few degrees above groundwater temperature in as little as 6 minutes. If an immersion chiller is right for your brewery, then do yourself a favor and check out all of the rad options Jaded Brewing has to offer at jadedbrewing.com, and be sure to let them know Brülosophy sent you. Have you ever thought about adding a port to your kettle but held off because you didn't feel like drilling into your gear or sending it off to have someone else do it? From the makers of the world's fastest counterflow chiller, the Xchillerator, comes the Hangover, the easiest way to add extra ports to your kettle as well as countless other options. Mount a faucet to your keg for easy portable pouring. Set up the perfect whirlpool arm. Hold a heating element in place. All of this and so much more without permanently modifying your gear. Manufactured right here in the United States, the Hangover offers brewers too many convenient solutions to list here. So head over to Xchillerator.com today to see what the Hangover can do for you. There's no denying that stainless steel is the best material for brewing equipment, and Delta Brewing Systems offers some of the lowest prices on high-quality stainless gear, like the Firm Tank, which in addition to holding 8 gallons or 30 liters of wort, comes with a domed lid to even further reduce the chances of a messy blow-off. Plus, it can hold up to 4 psi of pressure for closed transfers. Delta Brewing Systems also has their own line of brew kettles, as well as one of the lowest-priced all-in-one electric brewing systems out there, and their prices are shockingly low. If you're in the market for legit stainless gear that won't break the bank, do yourself a favor and head over to deltabrewingsystems.com today. Craftmaster Growlers takes traveling with and sharing beer to a new level. Made from heavy-duty stainless steel, Craftmaster Growlers are double-wall insulated and can keep beer cold for up to 8 hours. Unlike typical growlers, Craftmaster Growlers come with a swiveling tap and fully integrated CO2 regulator cap, allowing beer to stay fresh for 2 weeks or more. The square design takes up less space and will fit in most refrigerator doors, and every Craftmaster Growler comes with a 1-year warranty. There are 64 and 128-ounce versions available over at craftmastergrowlers.com. All right, let's get this party started. Let the fun begin. I'm here with some of my very best friends of all time to bid a final farewell to our buddy Jersey. But before we do that, I feel like it's only proper
1 minute beer review with Jersey and Tim.
We had to do it
To tug on the heartstrings.
on the heartstrings, because that jingle will no longer be.
Are you just going to mute out the Jersey part and be like, 1 minute beer review with another person? And Tim.
Somebody else.
I believe that was actually recommended by a listener of the show. But before we get into things, let's make sure people can put a name to the voices that they're hearing today. First off, the man of the hour, Jersey.
I'm Jersey.
Burd. You know that voice.
You want to say our names, right? I'm Jersey.
Jersey, yeah. Who else is with us?
I'm Tim.
Tim.
This is Justin.
This is Craig.
You have heard all of these guys' voices before because they've been on.
Scab. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Justin.
Got aggressive in a hurry.
Jersey's gonna act like the guy who's walking out his last day of work, flipping off everybody.
F you, you're cool. F you, I'm out.
I'm not talking unless you mute that scab. I love you, buddy.
So a couple months ago, Jersey, you and I were chatting over a beer, and I asked you for your thoughts on what we should do with the 1 minute beer review segment now that you're gone. And after making your standard "why the hell is this even a thing" comment, you recommended having another friend friend of ours take your place. Well, after that, I was curious what our listeners thought, and I asked that they take a simple one-question survey. Out of the over 2,500 people, it was 2,550 people responded to this thing in a matter of 3 or 4 days. A rather strong majority, 57%, agreed that we should replace the arguably irreplaceable with another friend of ours. So that's what we're going to do. And thankfully, that person's name not only starts with the letter J, but it's also 2 syllables. So it's going to make it really easy for me to re-record the jingle because Jersey and Justin sound kind of the same. Anyways, Justin Pretzer, who some of you have said sounds like Patton Oswalt. Welcome to the team, man.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
How good does it feel to be replacing the one, the only, the Jersey Burd?
Well, I was sitting here thinking about that, and I feel like you can't even name the guy that followed Babe Ruth in batting order. So it's
Take it easy.
Dang.
I know what you're going to say when I leave the room.
Yeah. Look at that sucker go.
this is going to be a lot of fun.
So glad he's gone.
Now,
Yeah.
I like the fact that we didn't even have to wonder who it was going to be. Obviously, it was going to be Justin because he's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that when he starts talking, like he says things that make all of us laugh. I think you guys are you're gonna love him.
Yeah, and there was a comment that somebody left on the that survey that we put out. First off, I have to say this, and I think I told you this before, and you didn't really believe it, Justin. But people, when I put that survey out, people actually were emailing me and saying, "Is it going to be Patton Oswalt? Is it going to be the Patton Oswalt guy?"
I'm like, no, just the guy that sounds like Patton Oswalt. We don't have the budget for him.
We might. We actually might. I don't know what Patton's doing these days, but yeah. So Justin agreed to do it. Justin's always over at my house anyways, so it makes it really easy. It's almost like you live in the hood because you're jealous of the people who do live in the hood, right?
I absolutely am. There's a house for sale across the street that I've been trying to find a way to buy, and my wife won't let me. So.
There you go.
And it's perfect because you got a learned man, Timmy, and this uncivilized heathen over here who doesn't know shit fuck about beer, obviously.
You should just buy the house and it'll be our club.
Timmy's going to mop the floor
Exactly.
with this guy.
Recording studio.
We can find a way to
Studio.
write that off for taxes.
Animal House.
And dude, if we have a friend who's capable of doing that, it's Justin.
It would be Patton.
That is
would be
not
Patton
true.
P.O. huh?
That's true. That's true.
Can we start a GoFundMe?
Yes.
Everybody does the GoFundMe for anything nowadays.
Yeah, buy Justin a second house.
Watch your language.
Well, we are going to be drinking and sharing our thoughts on a few beers submitted by listeners of the show. Though to keep things simple, we're not going to be going into these blind like we usually do for the beer reviews. Instead, I'm going to read whatever description was included with the beer while it's being served. Give some credit to whoever sent it in, and we're going to be doing some other fun stuff between each sample. Who's ready to start? I know we're all drinking some Miller Lights right now as a pre-funk, but who's ready to drink something a little more interesting than that?
This can be much easier.
Well,
Jersey.
I was until you said more interesting than Miller Lite. Rephrase.
The beauty of Miller Lite is
that
that it's not
possible?
very interesting, in my opinion. And
You're
I
not
love
very
this.
interesting.
This is true. This is true. The world's
dare
least
you.
interesting.
Are you going to let
man.
him insult this beverage in
It's
front
a
of
fine
you?
Pilsner.
Absolutely not.
It's delicious.
Tell him you'll
I'm
walk
not
out on your
insulting it.
contract.
We could be drinking.
Tell him you'll
Coors
walk
Light.
out on your contract unless he takes it back.
It's not a big loss there.
He's still in negotiations.
Timmy's like, as the current star of this show, I have a few demands. I'd like to be served tuna on white bread. Has to be
You
cut
could
in
have your own
diagonals.
dressing room across the street.
That's right.
Hey, Jersey, while I'm pouring these up, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with you and why you left Fresno?
Well, I mean, left is a hard one. No, I'm retiring, dude. Believe it or not. Not like from life, but
Well, you are old as crap. I mean, not as old as Tim, but
I'm
old.
44 years old and I have a full military retirement. Your brother would tell you this. You make it to that point and everything you've kind of done everything and I'm ready to start something new. So not tomorrow, like 2 days will be my final flight in the F-15. The F-15's getting a little old. She's getting retired too. So what better way than to sunset it all than to do it in the jet that I got brought up in. And then moving to Oklahoma, I'm going to teach young kids how to fly jets at the pilot training base and drink a lot of beer. And the ultimate plan, which we're about 2 years from, is Amber and I already have the land and we're going to open a bar. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to cater to all the kids going through pilot training and all the locals and anybody that wants to stop through.
You gonna call it Jersey and Tim's?
No, I'm not.
He's going to call it 42069 Jersey Tims.
No.
Fine.
But I mean, if you come out there, we can review beer. It'll just be Coors Light all the time.
Yeah.
All Coors Light all the time. Like this one's 50 degrees and that one's 70. You can tell the difference.
All right, I just poured beers for us. This one was submitted by the Dyslexic Alchemist, also known as Chris Cook from Louisville, Kentucky. Am I saying that right? Louisville? Louisville. It is a. Now, I've told you I'm not going to lie to you guys. So before you take a sip, I want to give you fair warning. This is a habanero blonde ale. I thought we'd kick it off fun on this one. He says this was inspired by a brewery called Country Boy Brewing. They have a beer called Cougar Bait.
Sounds good.
We are going there.
That was Craig's nickname in high school.
Yeah.
So Chris brewed up this blonde ale using somewhere between 15 to 20 habaneros per liter.
How many cougars?
Per liter, 15 to 20 habaneros per liter. Now, when he talked to Country Boy about their process, they said they use about 1 habanero per gallon. So he went way over the top on this. So be careful. This might hurt a little bit. This ought to be a fun way to start things off. And I should say also that Chris included a warning. He said, do not put this beer in any place other than your mouth. So no putting it anywhere else.
Too late.
What, like in
I'll
the
be
glove
right back.
box? I don't get it.
Okay, don't put it in the glove. He also sent some hot sauce that is, I believe Tim has had some. Paul and I, Hop Chronicles, Paul have been eating this stuff. It is wildly hot. It's delicious. So if it's anything like this beer, though, bottoms up, boys. Let's give it a shot.
Oh my gosh.
Can I have some ice cream?
We're going to do some Imodium
Son of a
shooters
gun,
after
yeah.
this.
I'm not getting the heat.
No,
You're not
it's
getting the
there,
heat?
Yeah.
Oh, it's there.
Are you drinking Miller Lite?
No, this is the.
Boy, this is
I've been
bad.
eating a
It's
lot of his
good.
hot sauce,
this
and
is
it's
hot.
not.
Good.
Yeah,
This
it
is
really
tasty.
tastes good. Yeah, I like it. What do you? So besides the heat, what else do you get from it?
A little smoky on the back end.
He's going to be good,
That's
Jersey.
an astute comment. Not what I would have gone
He's
with.
fairly well learned, apparently.
He was looking at my notes.
This would be good with some good mole.
I'm not going to call him learned, even if there's a fucking fire.
I will not be a learned.
This is really good, actually.
be great with a
I get
taco.
Yeah, it would be delicious with some Mexican food. I think I get a like really fruity thing, fruity peppery. Like
I
the
get pepper. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get fruit.
Does it taste like habanero?
I get blonde habanero.
I can feel it moving down my stomach.
So I'm starting to get the heat.
It does burn all the way down.
It's going all the way down. Yeah.
The problem with this is it
get
might
it-
be good, but you could never drink more than a few sips. It's too.
It is. Whew.
I mean,
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
you
It
could,
is
of
hot.
course, I could, but
Well, I think it's really good. Chris, you did an excellent job. And also, thank you so much for the hot sauce that you sent me. That stuff is gnarly. It's so good. Super duper hot. We'll pull some out later on when we're all partying after recording this show.
What?
Miller Lite Chaser.
There you go. Is it hot, Craig?
Yeah, he's over there tearing up.
It's getting hotter. I can't lie.
it just tastes like
It
tastes
hangs.
like
It hangs in the palate.
You know when you get those jalapenos that are like in the brine in the bottle? It tastes like you're drinking the bottle of the jalapeno juice.
But this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it is good.
It tastes great.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm wondering at Craig's crying over there.
You soft,
Stuck in my
Craig.
throat.
You soft, Craig.
What about the beer?
Oh my lord. Jersey retires and it goes off the rails.
Yeah, this is going to be so stupid. We've got some listener comments. I put out a couple of social media posts asking people to leave some messages for the guys, since this is the that's hot. My mouth is on fire right now. To just to kind of bid you farewell, Jersey. Also, just to comment on how they think about how things have been going so far. So we're going to start when the first one comes from somebody on Instagram named J Collection. He says, "I give this news of you being done, Jersey. 0 jerseys.
I second that.
0 jerseys. Negative 450 jerseys."
I don't even know my own code, so I don't even know if that's good or not. But I don't know if that's good or bad. I hope it's good.
You have no code. You've made it apparently or very clear that that you don't want it to have any meaning, your rating system. So
Just depends on the day, Jersey.
Well, now I want it to have meaning.
well, it could be.
You
Get the hell out of here.
Your last day on the job.
You
Yeah.
just never understood the meaning. That's the problem. Timmy and I got it.
Oh, yeah, Tim got it, of all people. Graham Cowie off of Facebook says, Jersey, were you named after the cow, the island, the clothing, or the state, or were they named after you?
How do I answer that? Are you talking about my actual fighter pilot call sign?
Not Jonathan Burd.
No, my actual fighter pilot
I
call
was
sign.
named after my great grandpappy.
A little side note, Jersey. If you're a friend of Jersey's and you call him John, how many times have you called me out, even for starting?
It just feels weird.
It just feels weird.
It's for the. I I started flying with a Lakers jersey when I was in pilot training, and I started doing good, and I got very superstitious, and I still fly with the same Lakers jersey. So that's it. It's very simple.
So that's why they call him Jersey. He's not from New Jersey. In fact, if I'm correct, you're from Pennsylvania.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
But soon I'm about to be from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. You are a regular Okie. So that's awesome.
Where they got a lot of cures.
They got a lot of cures. But isn't it lower alcohol down there?
No, they finally did away with that, dude. It
Can
used
you
to be
buy on
3.2. You can buy on Sunday. You can buy full potency
Nice.
beer. I'm talking into the mic.
All right. Next comment comes from Brent Hatakayama on Facebook. Says, if you replace Jersey, can the replacement be called New Jersey?
I think he should answer that.
No.
He looks like he's from Jersey Shore.
I do. I feel like I got a little gym tan laundry in me.
Yeah, Justin's got the spiky hair and a tank top here for recording today. Yeah, we'll call him New Jersey behind his back, Brent. Will Lovell on Facebook says, after 4-ish years of beer reviews, what's the one style that you were surprised you liked? There's multiple questions in this one. Is there a style you didn't care for that you now really like? And good luck, Jersey. I wish you and your family safe travels for the move and the best of luck for the next adventure in your life, you learned man.
Oh, dude. Well, you call me a learned man. You bring a tear to this fucking eye. You should answer that one.
Well, I guess IPAs. I do like those more now than I ever have. Still don't really like them, but I'll palate them and give them all a good try.
Yeah, you've been doing remarkably well with IPA lately. In fact, there have been a few at Crow and Wolf where you're drinking them, and it seems like you actually enjoy them.
Yeah. I don't, they're not in my fridge at home, but I'll venture out.
Yeah, you're not packing your fridge with Union Jack or anything.
No.
What about you, Jers?
I guess probably sours, man. Timmy started liking those before I did, but every place I go to, if it looks like one of those like super bougie, brewery type places where there's, you can't even see through the glass, I always want to try the sour. So you got me started on that. And
Marshall.
Marshall got you started. You got me started, but there was a lot of sours coming in on the reviews, and I don't know. That's kind of what I like. But I also like. We could never figure. I still don't even know the type. Remember that like dark chocolatey stuff? Like Devil made that one. What was that? It was called a barley wine or a
all the bigger beers. Yeah, barley wine, Russian Imperial Stout, all that
dude,
stuff.
some of those were our favorites, man. We both were. Like Devil's chocolatey barley wine, whatever the hell it was. So those are the ones. Like I would never order anything like that. But like the really high alcohol sipping beer. But dude, there's some of those that were fucking fantastic.
Yeah, your guys' appreciation for the what we call big beers, the high ABV beers. That's what probably one of the more surprising things to me was how much you guys ended up enjoying when you don't know what you're drinking, right? It's part of what makes it so much fun is not knowing what you're doing. I'm reading off what we're drinking today, but your guys' appreciation of barley wine and Imperial Stout and all that stuff was really surprising to me. I didn't think that would be the case. So yeah, good answer.
Ooh, thanks.
We are moving on to the next beer. I'm going to pour mine, and I'll let you guys pour your own. Just be careful because I think some of these will have dregs in the bottom. And I know that you Jersey need to crush that bad boy.
What is this?
That is your Miller Lite that you poured in your glass.
I'll take it.
And you just cracked another
I
one.
wondered where the Miller Lite went, dude. I was looking everywhere for it.
That one's going to be good, Jody.
Yeah, that one will taste way different. Here he goes, chugging a Miller Lite. All right, so this is our second beer. This one was actually given to me by a local brewer named Brad Jennings. He came over for right when the COVID stuff started to wear down before Delta came back. He came over, brought a keg of stuff over and a whole bunch of beers, and I got to meet a new brewer in town. It was a lot of fun. And he left a couple beers for you guys to review, and so I'm glad that we were able to finally get to this one. He calls this one Afterburner Kolsch. Oh. Afterburner Kolsch. It wasn't named after you, Jers, but it was named after what is in this beer. Yeah, he says
jet fuel.
Who doesn't love a good Kolsch? Crisp, clean, and spicy.
This is very clean.
If the name doesn't give it away, Brad's Kolsch was also made with habanero that he soaked in Everclear before adding it to his otherwise standard beer. I intentionally put this one after the other hot beer because I figured we'd still have that warmth in our mouth. So
yeah, I have no taste buds now. So
this smells so good.
This is not
This
hot
is
at all.
good. Yeah, there's nothing hot about this.
It's kind of like vanilla.
Oh yeah, that is good.
Tobacco.
Is it the Kolsch of personality? The Kolsch of personality.
This is good.
Yeah, this is really good, Brad. I'm glad I met you and that you're brewing locally.
Is this Brad?
No. Brad Gaines doesn't homebrew much anymore.
I don't know.
He's busy buying tank tops.
No, it's driving you. I keep telling Jersey to get on the mic, and he's not doing it.
I don't know what to do with
I know.
my hands.
You move it however you need to. So where you look, there you go. Yeah, perfect. All right. So some more comments while we drink this. You guys can get your thoughts together. Did you get some beer?
I drink it.
It's gone already, huh? That's
That
good.
was
That
good.
good.
It's delicious.
Comment
good,
from Justin Freeman on Facebook says, "What was your favorite or most memorable beer review moment, on or off mic?" I got some responses for this one. Acknowledging favorite and memorable can be mutually exclusive. Okay, I'll start.
Thank you.
I can't tell you the number of times we'd be 4 or 5 beers into a 12 beer review session. Because I don't know if we've talked about this before, but when we do beer reviews, it's usually like 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday afternoon. The families are doing something else and we review all these beers. And, 2-3 beers in, you ought to get up, go grab a Miller Lite, go to the bathroom, something like that. Well, I would do that and I'd come back and these two punks would have figured out how to record themselves. And I have got some of the most offensive, god-awful recordings. I've thankfully deleted them for your guys' sake. But yeah, it's every time we reviewed beers, there was something like that happened, and so that's probably the most memorable for me.
Timmy, I don't know, man. I love the time that we were doing the beer reviews, but he also had his computer up and it was like a live, like you could ask questions live. And same thing. He's like, okay, I'm going to go get the new beer. And we were like fucking around trying to put funny comments on there because it was going on there as Brülosophy. And I think I misspelled like 7 words in a row. That was the Mr. Shall Don't Be.
That's right.
They're like, where's Marshall? I'm like, Marshall's not here, but instead it came out as Mr. Shall Don't Be.
But do you remember that one time? Tim won't remember this, but where I think it was our second review session that we'd ever done, and we came down here. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon, and we were going to Jersey's house for a barbecue that evening for the families. And so we get done with the beer review session, and we pre-funk before these things. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of beer reviews. They're more fun when you're a little.
We like to drink before we go out drinking.
Yeah, right. We like to drink before we drink. And Tim, Jersey, and I get up, and we come walking back into the office, and Tim's gone. He had ghosted us. And I was like, where'd he go?
That happens a lot.
Yeah, almost every time. And Michelle, Tim's wife, texted you and me and was like, "What did you do to my husband?" So I've actually got a video of Tim lying in his bed.
I remember that.
That's right, dude.
And he's like, "Yo, guys." Michelle was like, "What happened down there?" Yeah. That was a memorable one for me.
This doesn't answer that question, but it is funny how when we started doing this, like Tim and I were both like, "What are we doing?" We're like, dude, this is stupid. Like, we're trying our hardest, but I mean, I still on some level don't get it. But early on, we definitely did not get it. We didn't get it. We're like, are we being made to look like fools?
Pretty much.
I don't know if that's a memory, but I remember feeling that way.
Well, you are self-made.
I have a memory of throwing up in your bathroom in between.
Oh, yeah. And coming back
and
he
finishing
rallied.
off.
That's right.
Yeah, and you said every beer tasted like puke. From
This is puke.
This tastes like puke.
With a
half
side
a
of
dozen
Juniper.
home brewers that just gave up after that.
I was like, this smells terrible.
Oh, it's on my mustache.
All right, a couple more comments. We'll move on from our memories. Thanks, Justin. There is no spoon on Instagram said, the segment was never my favorite.
Me too.
Mine either.
But it's the only part of the show you guys even know because you don't listen. The segment was never my favorite, but clearly many feel otherwise. Irrespective of that, I wish Jersey well. Cheers.
No, man. Cheers. Right. Yeah. What do you want me to say to that? But and yes, we listened to the show, Marshall. How else would we have brought like esters and phenols into our reviews? They would just pick that up scientifically off the street? No.
I wondered, actually.
No, we listened to your show.
The Brian's Mod on Instagram said, I never got to send in my triple dry hop double vegan Imperial McFlurry hash brown cola stout.
Thank God.
You'd have loved it, boys.
Guess what's up next?
I'm going to go ahead and guess we would not have known what that was.
It's a Pilsner.
That brings up a good point. Most of our beer review, like we're like, hey, we can say what something tastes like, but when it came time to guess what it was, dude,
no way.
The panic and fear was
What is it?
real.
What is it?
was real, dude. Because as soon as we say it and it's way off, we look like fucking fools.
That was the weirdest thing for me. Is
They
that
can't see us though.
there was never a time. There was never a time where we talked about you guys needing to name the style. I mean,
No, but you would you listen to this guy.
Yeah.
You'd
I
always
never-
be like, "What do you think the style is?
I-
Look at this fucking guy."
I never said that.
Yeah,
I never said,
Timmy,
okay, all right.
Timmy.
Okay, fine.
Maybe it wasn't said. It was
Maybe you said it
insinuated.
once, and we just thought that
It was
that's how it's going to
insinuated.
have
It's possible
to be.
I never said it as well.
But that
It
was
just-
literally. It was like, this is fun. This is drinking a beer. Here's what I think it tastes like. And then when it came time to name the style, dude, we just
you guys would freak out.
just like a terror.
I should have. I regret not doing it. When I edit these things, I take them down from about 3 minutes to. I try to go with about a minute because I think it's funnier that way. But a minute to 2 minutes, and so I'm cutting out a bunch of.
Mostly Jersey.
Small. Oh yeah, Jersey yelling, getting on his phone.
Mostly Jersey.
Turning my volume up.
I'm putting the volume up on Tim and cutting out Jersey.
Next comment comes from, or feedback, whatever, it comes from Simon Anderson on Facebook. Says, "You've grown on much, but have you grown on juniper?" Cheers from Denmark.
Denmark. Damn.
Ooh, you're international.
Damn.
Like Denmark, Kentucky, or
Denmark, the country.
As I said before, though, it's never tasted like juniper. I've never actually had a juniper bush or anything.
I
like
knew
that.
it.
Lies.
I knew
It
it.
just smells like.
I have to interrupt.
We did
were
taste it.
golfing,
We did
and
taste
you
it.
brought an ingredient to Marshall, and you said, "This is where the beer is made from."
Yeah.
And it was a juniper
it
leaf,
just it,
Was
sme-
it?
it
and it
smells
smelled
like it.
like the beer.
Yeah, it just smells like it tastes.
You brought a toady here to back up your
No,
story?
I forgot it in the car. I
You
didn't.
don't
I
know
never
what
brought it.
juniper is.
It's in
You
his, it's in
never
his
have
car.
known
As
what
a,
juniper-
it smells fresh in his car right now.
In fact, with that one night, Brad slipped some in
Oh yeah,
my Miller Lite, and I was like, "What the hell is wrong with this beer?"
it tastes like flowers, is what he said. Why is this Miller Lite taste? Why? And he's like, "Why the hell did you hand me an open
Yeah,
beer?"
you handed me an open beer. I should have known better
Yeah,
there.
you should have.
But I was like, "What's wrong with this?" And they're all, "Hee."
That's exactly how he left. Yeah.
That was like the first thing you threw out off the first beer, like juniper, and everybody's like, "Juno what?"
Well, because I love gin, and gin is juniper. I mean, that is the main flavoring in gin, I guess. And
That gives me a headache when
Yeah.
I drink gin.
yeah, maybe there's. I mean, a common descriptor in like certain hops is like pine. Yeah, so maybe you're
Sure.
kind of getting a little bit of that. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the comment, Simon.
Or not, whatever.
Next comment comes from David Shebby. I know he's from Germany because this guy's a patron, really cool guy. On Facebook, he said, "Jersey, you're singing actually really well. Where did you learn that?"
From the Academy of Beer Drunken Singing, founded 2 years ago, right about the time of the beer reviews. To be honest.
Practice makes perfect. All right, next beer. We've got a fun one here. One of my favorite styles.
Well,
It's
let's hold that though. When
Uh-oh.
it comes to singing, you guys at Crow and Wolf, what, 2 Wednesdays ago?
Oh, dude,
Oh,
we lit it
karaoke.
up.
lit it up.
Absolutely
Yeah,
shut
I
it
know.
down singing Chicago.
yeah, Chicago.
Even the karaoke master said that's been practiced before. So you guys have some pipes.
It has been practiced multiple times, in fact.
You may be the
Countless-
songbirds of
countless
our
times.
We might be
Yeah.
doing some Chicago karaoke tonight, in fact.
There's nothing either Marshall or me love to do more than karaoke. Well, there's a lot of things, but there's a lot of we love the karaoke. But I'll karaoke a lot of songs, and every time we go on these trips, I karaoke. With the last week,
Yeah,
we were up
yeah.
in Alaska karaoke.
You're going to be carrying a lot
But
of
there,
Okies.
I won't.
Yeah.
I will not karaoke Chicago with anybody but my
Either
boy
will
Marshall.
I.
You
Either
two
will
are the
I, my friend.
songbirds of our generation.
The songbirds of a generation. Thank you for cutting me off on that, Justin, because I
That's what I'm
felt,
here to do.
felt like it needed to be said. This next beer is an international pale lager. So if you've ever had a Sapporo or an Asahi, that is an international pale lager. This one was brewed by Chris Haskins out of Seattle, Washington. He calls it Japan Air. Chris said that this beer was made with Skagit Valley Frankenpils. I don't know what that is.
Frankenberries.
And delicious cereal.
Franks and beans.
And flaked rice. I like where this is going. Hopped with Magnum, Spalter Select, and Sots. And then it was fermented with a Brülosophy favorite, Imperial Yeast, L17 Harvest. I'm really excited for this one. I'm curious what you guys think.
L17 or L16?
L17.
All right, just checking.
That's my vertebrae.
Somehow I don't have one, but I bet it's delicious.
I would have never thought
it went
flaked
around.
rice.
It went around.
You already drank it. Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
This is really good.
It
It's
was
way
good.
good.
I thought
Yeah.
it was Miller Lite.
Dry.
super dry. Yeah, I love it. It's
Yeah,
supposed
that's
to
good.
be like that. Yeah.
I'd have another.
I'd go for some teppanyaki.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, this tastes just like a good. I mean, it's paler to me than even. Sometimes you go to a teppanyaki place or a sushi restaurant, and you get a Sapporo or something that you could tell is a bit long in the tooth. It's probably been on the shelf for a while. This is so fresh and clean tasting.
Yeah, this is really good.
I don't know if this whole thing works with you giving us the cheat codes.
Well, I mean,
It's much easier.
Yeah, it's way easier.
You would have never said flaked rice. You would have been like, oh, that's burnt rice.
It feels like with the cheat codes, this would be a lot easier.
yeah.
We should
No,
be
I
doing
agree.
this
That's
the
why I'm
whole
doing
time.
it.
All right, I'm going to
Marshall's like
serve
a
you this
game
beer. It's
genie.
very dry with hints of, this and that, and it's going to taste bready. I'm like, tastes dry and bready. He's like, stuck it.
10 for 10. 10 for 10.
Wow, these guys, look what we've created.
Couple more comments to get to here. Spitfire Homebrewing on Instagram said, "Thank you for all the laughs and entertainment throughout the last few years, Jersey. I don't do it often, but I'll be cracking open a Kurz Light when the episode
That's it.
drops, so I
Dang
can
on
enjoy the
Coors Light.
episode right away." Kurz
I
Light.
mean, that was always you, Timmy. You
Coors
created
Light.
that.
Yeah, the Miller
Bud
Lite.
Light, Coors Light.
You created that, Jersey.
Well, no,
There-
I was making fun of Timmy
Yeah.
creating it because from
'Cause
the
that's what I
start we were
drink.
like, you always were like, what do you think of this beer? We're like, well, it ain't what we like, which is a Coors Light and a Bud Light. That was always the measuring stick. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, I'll tell you what, and everybody that enjoyed listening to us talk about beers is more than welcome to listen to us talk about beers. Just buy us a beer and we'll talk about it.
Thanks
that
for
is
this-
not a
thanks
lie.
for this beer.
Yeah, Jersey will if you buy him a beer, he will be your friend.
No, I'll talk about it too.
Next comment comes from, I don't know how to say this. It's I_STOJ. Stooge on Instagram. Jersey is a champ, a man of many talents, and underestimates his own incredible palate. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
To that one.
Where was all this praise for the last 4 years when we were doing this job?
People always speak nice at a funeral.
Remember? Hey, it's true.
He was a great
do you
man.
remember?
No, he
That's
wasn't.
true.
He beat the crap out of you.
Speaking of memories, like your best memories. Okay, now I just remembered it. My favorite memory was when you made us read off the negative comments.
Oh, that was it.
The guy was like, "If I wanted to hear two imbeciles talk about, you know what? I don't
want it. That was one of the funniest moments of
We
the
were
Philosophy
And then
crying,
we'd always say,
laughing, reading these because
thanks
I'm like,
for listening.
I was like, I agree, dude. I don't
So
know why we're
funny.
doing this.
And you kept laughing while reading. Everything about that was awesome. I think it was the same crew of people,
Oh,
actually.
dude, that was my favorite memory.
That
Reading
was,
and then we got crazy and started like, we got to find more negative comments.
Now, the funny thing is, after that episode, a whole bunch of people left really positive comments, which is nowhere near as fun. All right, next comment comes from Bill Goris on Facebook. He says, "Certainly, family is more important than a brewing podcast." Thanks, Bill.
Is it?
I don't know.
That's debatable.
But Jersey, you will be missed, and the Jersey and Tim segment will never be replicated in the history of podcasting. I admit it took a while.
Justin.
It took a while for the concept of
Fair.
the segment to grow on me, but then I looked so greatly forward to listening to it every time. My life will be a little less fulfilled with it missing. Godspeed, Jersey. Infinite Jersey Tims.
No, that's great. I think the best part about the 1 minute Jersey and Tim beer review is that it was 1 minute. If it was a 10
It was an
minute,
attainable
if
time
it was a
to-
10 minute Brülosophy would have gone under.
What happened to Brülosophy? 10-minute beer reviews
Yeah,
happened to
the fact that it
Brülosophy.
was that you had to edit it down to make it 1 minute ish.
It's about the length of a pee break.
Yeah, just enough for you to be able to like, is it over yet?
People are like, oh God, they could just go get another beer. When they get back, it's over. I'm confident that had a part to play, and people be like, it grew on me at the end.
I would love, before we move on to the next beer, I'd love for you guys to talk a little bit about your experience actually reviewing the beers. Because what everybody else hears is the very highly edited, intentionally, that was the plan from the beginning, the very highly edited version of your review of the beer.
Thank God.
But yeah, no, trust me. Yeah, thank God.
What do you want me to? I mean, first of all, Marshall always sends us he's like, dude, this one. He sends us like an audio clip of the beer review, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
We hardly
It's not
remember
that you edited it to where I don't remember it. It's that we're drunk as hell when we do these, dude. We pre-party and it is for the fear of failure. I'm like, I'm not ready until I'm drunk, and then we're too drunk.
And maybe they don't realize too. We do 12, 15 at a time.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, we don't remember anything.
And some of them are high potency.
Plus,
you know?
the tailgating at the beginning.
That's right. And if they're good, Timmy, we would be like, don't start the next one until we finish this. And we'd
Yeah.
finish it. Like
Yeah.
the better
Oh, yeah.
beers, we would finish.
I would say that outside of just college humor, joking bullshit that I cut out, most of it is you guys enjoying the beer, and I can only include so many. Here's Tim is one of the most quiet beer drinkers that I've ever met. Like, the exact opposite is Jersey. If I took every review since episode 8 that we have done, I think we've only missed 3 or 4 episodes altogether since episode 8. If I took every review, the full thing unedited, and I just chopped together the noises you make when you are enjoying a beer, it would sound like a porn. Do it.
Do it. 1 minute
Wait,
porn.
you watch porn?
1 minute.
I mean, that's what I
porn
hear.
review.
That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah, Jersey's a constant.
Well, so for every beer that we were both in love with, there was 20 that either one of us hated or the other hated, and there were a lot that we both hated. And we always were like, is he setting us up? Like, is he setting us up?
Yeah,
You
we
always were
always had to
paranoid
watch
about
out for that.
Like the ones that we drank that were like, both of us looked at each other like, this is terrible. Was always
a
like,
Miller Lite.
Is he setting us up? Like, does he know it's terrible? I don't know. It was a weird dynamic.
Yeah. Let's see. Final comment for this section. We're going to go with Niles Rattle from Facebook. He says, I think it's Rattle. From Facebook, though. He says, top 3 fighter pilot stories that you can share with us.
I don't have time. This is a limited podcast. I can't share any of them with you.
Tell him when you parachuted into North Korea.
No, that didn't happen. Although I did,
During the Korean War.
I did get a Korean War service medal for being in Korea because the Korean War never ended. I thought that was comical. No, I can't share any fighter pilot stories, dude. They're all classified.
Okay, classified stories. Niles also says he's going to miss your sweet dulcet tones, Jersey. Cheers to you and your family. Can't wait to hear you back on the podcast in the future for
Do it slowly.
for a reunion episode, which I guarantee there will be reunion
Do
stuff
it
that happens.
dulcima. If you would like to do a reunion episode, you can bring your Brülosophy and your ass to fucking Oklahoma. I'm tired of catering to you. I'm tired of catering to you. You're not a god.
You and my wife both. I
love you, buddy.
I love you too, bud. All right, this next beer
I
is
want a first class ticket, Marshall.
This is a very interesting. Yeah, on Brülosophy, right? If we
No, don't say what it is. It's pickle juice.
it's
It is pickle juice.
It's a pickleback.
It's 100% pickle juice.
It's pickle juice.
So let me. So every Memorial Day, you guys know this. My family goes up to the Kings River to camp and whitewater raft the Upper Kings. My aunt and uncle started this tradition like 30 plus years ago. My family's been going since we moved to Fresno in 2014, and it's almost like every year is a huge family reunion. Well, last year, my cousin who used to live in California moved to Texas, but there was no way he was going to miss it this year with having missed it because of COVID 2 years ago. So he and his girlfriend drove their trailer all the way up to Fresno from I believe it was Dallas, Texas. Knowing that I'm kind of a beer guy, he brought some local stuff with him, one of which was called this beer here, Best Made Sour Pickle Ale by Martin House Brewing out of Fort Worth, Texas. I sampled it while I was up there, but I saved this can just for you guys because I love
Pass
you
me the
so
can.
much.
I want to take a
is-
picture of it because my
we
wife
need,
would love this shit.
Do you honestly think she would like
Oh
this?
my god, she loves anything pickle flavor. She drinks pickle juice.
She
would
would like that. Then.
I like
That is
pickle juice.
rough.
I do not like this. This does
This
not
would be good with Jameson in front of it.
I'm sorry, I can't
like
hear
a pickleback.
I can't hear the scab is talking.
Funny.
That's funny because you're a scab.
Come on, fight back. Earn your spot, scab.
Oh, it's so salty
Oh, it
too.
is.
I feel like we need to do 2 or 3 shots of tequila before we do that.
Well, yeah, it's like a pickle. You
Yeah,
could
it's a
use this as a
pickleback.
pickleback. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a
it's-
picture of that, dude. I like it.
I-
I mean, as a gimmick, I wouldn't drink more than one of them.
Does your mouth feel weird after drinking it? My mouth feels really like squeaky after drinking this. Okay, moving on. All right, next comment we've got comes
After
from
the drink too.
Christian Shank on Facebook. He says, Jersey, you and Tim coined the phrase, quote, totally not a Coors Light while drinking my Imperial Coffee Stout, and I loved that. I remember this, actually. He says, still a comment that we make in our homebrew club when we're drinking different beers. It's been fun hearing the both of you evolve over the years and gain an appreciation of homebrew and some very interesting tasting knowledge as well. Best of luck on your future, and hopefully you won't be entirely away from the microphone and at least make a vocal appearance once in a while. Thanks for all the laughs.
This is weird because it's like, I don't know. It's like I'm getting divorced from Timmy and he's marrying another fucking
Yeah,
beer
he
reviewer.
is.
Another scab.
Like, it's like I'm staring at him like,
Timmy
say
has
something.
scabs.
He's like, do I talk to the past or the future?
That's like watching attendance match right here.
I feel like Justin's being very respectful of
No, I don't
Jersey's
think I am
funeral here.
I'm in awe and reverence.
No, you. Oh, Jesus Christ! You see me passed out in a gutter.
Yeah.
Why does Jersey have a
I have a
boombox?
video of it.
We all have, yeah.
But to this guy's comment, this must have been early in the beer reviews where we're like, well, since we have no idea what beers are, let's just say what they are. It's not Coors Light.
It's No. This was actually one of the reviews that you did 2 review sessions ago. So in the last year. And it was an Imperial Coffee Stout.
Oh, I
and
bet we loved it.
You loved it. And you
I
kept
bet
saying,
we loved it.
Totally not a Coors Light. Totally not a Coors Light.
It's funny that they reference that in their homebrew meetings. These 2 morons.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. You guys don't realize the impact you've had on humans out there.
We'll get this brought up to level. We'll shine it up. Don't worry, Timmy.
From
All right,
Instagram,
one moron then.
From Instagram, Jack the Jinger says,
Whoa.
Yeah, I have no idea. He says, what have the years of beer reviews done for you in terms of what you choose to drink on your own? And how often do you think the beer, and how you think of beer in general?
I'd still just
Love Miller Lite.
usually go for the Miller Lite. Because it's safe. No, I will drink sours. I like to try the sour everywhere I go.
Yeah, you drink a ton of sour beer.
Yeah.
And that was something I remember. You told a story one time when we were reviewing beers of how I pulled sour beer out of my shower.
Shower beer.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
Well, that's what the first time I ever had it. It was
He's like, Marshall served me a sour beer in the shower. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Pray tell.
I was like, what?
Like, would you towel off first?
The funny thing is I feel like I don't. The one thing I've gotten out of drinking all these beers is not a greater appreciation for different styles of beer, as much as I know more what I like, and I don't branch out as much. Like when I go to breweries now, and they just seem bougie and hoity-toity, like South Park, love to smell their own farts kind of deal. I go for the most normal looking thing just because I'm so weirded out by all the crazy styles out there.
Yeah.
Even at home, you used to, on tap, you'd always have something.
That's right. Oh, dude,
Double,
that's
triples, and
that's a great way, Timmy, of talking about like how our beer taste has evolved. I used to have all kinds of crazy. By the end, I'm like Coors Light, an IPA,
Yeah, dude,
and
I'm
like
telling
something
you.
for like a Modelo or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
easygoing. I feel like knowing all these different things are out there. It's like cool, but it's brought me back to this is exactly what I like, and why would I drink things that I don't super like?
That is, I can relate with that comment so much because that's how I feel now. I drink more Miller Lite than I do anything else at my house, and I've been really drinking a lot more cocktails lately, in fact. But that's the kind of the fun thing about reviewing beers is you start to get into the weird stuff, and you don't want a full pint, but it's really fun to try it, and that's kind of where my thinking has gone in the years of doing this thing. What about you, Tim?
Yeah, it's like I was saying, what we put on tap at home or what he does, and you just don't. Just go with what's safe, really.
Yeah. What you can drink a lot of. And
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't mind trying it. And
No, it's fun to try the stuff. That's
And
the
sometimes-
beauty of
It's
and
fun to
sometimes
try.
you guys open up, like when you have people over, you open up some beers that they brought. And I go, don't even waste it on me.
Yeah.
how many
The
times
expensive stuff, yeah.
How many
Yeah.
times I say that?
Yeah.
But
a
it's
lot,
fun
yeah.
to try it in an environment like a beer review where you could say you don't like it. Because if it's like someone brings over, like, try this triple hop, flappy flap, smuffy flap, and you're like, it's delicious. It's delicious.
Crappy crap.
Yeah.
Like, you want some more? You're like, yeah.
There's nothing like telling the guy who brewed it, who's super proud of it, that it tastes like crap. Couple more comments. First, this one comes from FRL_type.R. Very interesting Instagram name there. We all wish Jersey the very best in life. He should know that he made a lot of friends all over the world. Farewell, learned man.
Here.
Oh, cheers. Yeah.
Here.
Jesus, I thought this was going to be more.
This is like a
Hey,
Viking
no
funeral.
crying, Jers. And then
I'm not going to cry.
I'm not going to cry. Adam Shell on Facebook says, I give this post, the post asking for comments, 14 plus 9 for a total of 32,671 Jersey Tims.
Not good at math, but he is fast.
All right, I think we could all use a little potty break right now. Maybe grab some food. We'll be right back with more beer reviews right after this break.
Compact and simple to use with a small footprint for brewing indoors, the Grainfather makes it easy for you to brew professional quality beers at home. The Grainfather is an all-in-one brewing system that lets you brew all grain beer in a single compact stainless steel unit. It uses an electric heating element and pump to maintain a constant temperature and to circulate the wort during the mashing and cooling stages. It also comes with a counterflow chiller to reduce chilling times and produce high-quality wort. And now, with the addition of their conical fermenter, the Grainfather takes things one step further by offering homebrewers state-of-the-art temperature-controlled fermentation just like commercial breweries use. And with the Grainfather Recipe Creator and Connect app, you can easily design a recipe, sync your brewing system with your phone, and then just sit back and relax as the app takes over and assures that you maintain your scheduled mash temps and boil schedule. Head to Grainfather.com to purchase your all-in-one brewing system today and to sign up for their free recipe creator tool. Once more, head on over to Grainfather.com, that's Grainfather.com, and get started today.
Family-owned Atlantic Brew Supply is the largest homebrew shop in the Southeast. No gimmicks, no multinational corporate overlords, and no BS. They offer exclusive malts, yeast, and more from local artisans, as well as award-winning recipe kits. They also sell professional brewing gear and cask equipment from sister companies ABS Commercial and Cask Supply. Most ingredients are available by the ounce, plus Atlantic Brew Supply has an on-site calculator to help you craft your best brew. Orders are processed same day, and 2-day shipping is guaranteed for East Coast customers. Get 15% off your first order using promo code BREWPOD, that's BRUPOD at AtlanticBrewSupply.com. As every brewer knows, the best beer requires the best hops, which Yakima Valley Hops provides fresh from the source to brewers around the world, carrying everything from classics like Cascade to modern favorites like Galaxy and Mosaic, as well as other ingredients and gear. Yakima Valley Hops has it all. And don't forget to check out their new podcast, The Late Edition, where the YVH crew goes into depth on our favorite plant with industry experts. Head over to YakimaValleyHops.com now to see all they have to offer and subscribe to The Late Edition wherever it is you listen to podcasts. The brew in a bag method has blown up over the last few years, and in that time, it's become very clear that not all bags are created equal. For the best BIAB experience, you have got to go with the Brew Bag. Made from high-quality, food-safe polyester, the Brew Bag is available in both 210 micron for standard brew in a bag, as well as 400 micron, which works beautifully for all-in-one recirculating systems. I've been a Brew Bag user for years and wouldn't brew without it. Head over to brewinabag.com to get the fabric filter that works for you and use promo code TBP17 at checkout to receive a discount. Again, that's brewinabag.com. All right, guys, let us drink and talk more. Our next beer comes from brewer Chris Haskins. He's the one who made the International Pale Lager, that Sapporo type of beer
That
earlier.
was very good, Chris.
Yep, this one is he calls it Chinwag, British Golden Ale, which is a classic style that kind of got rebranded, I believe, in the last 5 or 6 years. 5.2% ABV Golden Ale made with Maris Otter. Maris Otter is a very delicious classic.
Are we still speaking English?
Yeah, classic English malt. Skagit Valley Copeland Turo white wheat and torrified wheat.
Oh, that's what I smelled. I smelled the torrified.
Yeah, the torrification.
Yeah, it was very torrified.
Yeah,
Very torrified.
If you've ever had golden smacks, I guess, or sugar smacks, or
yeah,
that's torrified, I believe. They puff it up with air, basically. So that's the torrified wheat. He hopped it with East Kent Goldings, a very classic British hop that's been around forever and ever. But then he also threw in some Cascade, which is classically American, and Galaxy, which comes from Australia. He then fermented it with Imperial Yeast AO1 House, which is again a classic English yeast strain. So let us know what you think. Oh, this smells phenomenal, Chris. You are
that
a
is
good brewer. Man, this is good.
Chris,
what's
move to
interesting
Richmond.
is I just had some cheese out there. This is really good.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it tasted like cheese, Craig.
I thought
He
said
gone.
cut the cheese.
God,
I did
Tim
have
is
to.
12, by the way. Yeah, Tim's the oldest one here, but he acts like he's a 12.
Pull my finger.
Pull my finger.
This is a great beer.
What do you think, man? What do you get in it?
Beer.
It's good. Jersey loves it. It's so good. It tastes like a classic ale. You know,
I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh,
I
it's
bet this would be better as it gets colder too, because it's cold. It's not like super cold though. It only came out of ice chest. But
Actually, that's funny you say that because traditionally English beers were served at cellar temperature, which is about 10 to 12 degrees C or 50 to 52, 53 degrees Fahrenheit. And
Well,
this
this
is much
a good
cooler
run,
than
folks.
that.
Thank you for having me.
Very good job, Chris. Here we got some comments.
It's good.
Do you like it, Tim?
Yeah.
I think it's really tasty as well.
A little bitter. On the right in front.
That's the Skagit Valley you're tasting.
It's Skagit, bud.
It's
Oh
next
yeah,
door.
I get what you're saying. I like that though. I think that it balances out that malty, the kind of crackery malty thing. Jersey, you haven't said anything about this beer. What
He's
do you
enjoying it over there.
It's just really good. I'm enjoying it. There's like a smooth vanilla flavor to it to me. I don't know. But
It's so good.
I don't taste any bitterness, but
It's
God
bready.
damn, that's just really good.
think? Pull your mic up, dude.
I
Yeah.
know what to do.
That-
Oh, Jesus.
Holy God! So the malt
breaking stuff.
makes it the bready.
yeah,
Crackery
Yeah,
flavor.
that would do that. The yeast can contribute to that as well, but it's the interplay of the yeast and the malt.
Is there any more of it?
Sadly, there's not. I wish there was as well.
Miller Lite it is.
Miller Lite, back to Miller Lite, which also has a bready note to it, in my opinion. Allie Wilson on Facebook says, Tim, have you ever tasted juniper?
Once.
Also, which one is which? I know that Marshall is the handsome devil, obviously. Hey, thank you very much, Allie.
The comment is from Hazel Schott.
My daughter does not have a Facebook account. So first question, Tim, have you ever tasted juniper? I think
Actually,
we've established this.
Actually, I mean, before this, no. It's just an affiliation with the way
Yeah.
it smells the from the bush, the tree or whatever. But the yeah, I
Never
know.
smelled a juniper tree.
Yes, I have.
Where?
When he was
In every
They're
park
everywhere
strip
here, yeah.
around our town.
They're everywhere. in
Maybe
Fresno.
I've never smelled a
Yeah.
juniper tree.
When our our baseball flew into the bush and you got to go dig it out, that's what the taste smells
You
like.
dug your baseball out of juniper.
Yes, of course.
So I have a
Or a soccer ball, whatever it may be.
whatever ball
Or
is in the
got
bush.
pushed into one.
But yes, I have tasted juniper when Brad
Yes, you have. That's what I was going to say as
put
well.
it
And
into my beer, and I was like, "This is terrible. What's wrong with my beer?"
it tasted like gin. It tastes like somebody put a dose of gin in your beer. So I have a theory that what you say when you say that you're getting juniper, it's always from an IPA or a pale ale, so a hoppy beer. And what I believe you're experiencing is the mix of floral and bitterness.
Yeah.
And I think that mix is what you perceive, or at least what you say as juniper. Because I've been tracking you, bud.
Apparently,
So, also, which one is which? I think we've established that. Tim, in the picture, Tim is the one on the left.
I got the
Marshall's
glasses
one
on in that picture.
That's right. You got your glasses on. Jersey's the one on the right. I'm the one in the middle. So, I think you were referring to Tim as the handsome one, by the way. Al.
he's so good looking.
So good looking.
Juicy.
And he's handy. He could fix your car.
And he's learned.
And he's learned.
Yeah.
Whole package.
Yeah, his thumbs are falling off, but besides that, yeah. Dan Walters says, I loved that guy from the start. He will be missed. Sum up your time on the Brülosophy podcast in 10 seconds. In a song.
No, not in a song.
In a song.
Do
It was
it.
you can't not let Dan down.
And a friend's forever. If a beer is drank with them. And a friend will not say no to the Brülosophy Podcast, even though I never got it and never got why it was funny that we did this.
That is such a deep.
It's a deep cut. It's a deep cut.
All right, there you go, Dan.
that just happened.
Patty's House Ales Patty's House Ales Loggers on Instagram says, farewell to Jersey, a learned man, #Juniper. Thank you for your service, wingman. I know Timmy's the Juniper guy, but that was one of the most memorable components.
That was it, dude. That was the start. You carried us, dude. The Juniper, even I didn't know it was happening.
This moron.
No, dude, because
Timmy's like Moses leading you through the promised land.
I mean, he's
actually your new boss.
You're gonna figure
Yeah.
this out. He's the star of the show. Like,
No.
it would be 30 minutes of me talking that Marshall would edit into 1 minute with like one thing from you that you'd throw out, and that thing would always make the show.
Yeah, it always would make me laugh.
Always
That's true.
make the
Yeah,
show, dude.
yeah.
You got the zingers. The Juniper from the start, I never got it, but I just knew every time. Like, I don't know, and you'd be like, Juniper. I'm like, God damn it.
It's always a Juniper.
And Jersey was the type who be like, he ain't wrong.
He ain't lying.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next beer here. We're pouring it now. One final comment. Peter Stanaway from Facebook puts, it's been awesome seeing Jersey and Tim become learned men. Yes, I agree with you, Peter. So learned men they are. So I've actually the person who brewed this beer. His name's Matt Clay. I consider him a friend. We've only had one opportunity to hang out. When I went to Asheville, I believe it was one. We might have hung out at a conference. In fact, maybe we did in Portland, and I think you got to meet him as well. One of the nicest guys in brewing, in my opinion. Such a cool dude to hang out with. Absolute pleasure. Sharing stories with the guy, staying up way too late, drinking beers when I've got a talk I've got to give the next morning. But he brewed this beer. He calls it Gold Sprint German Pils.
It's clean.
He didn't give me any information on it. He just sent me. He's clearly knows what he's doing. He's canning his own beers, which is pretty rad. So let's drink this one.
It's very crisp and clean.
Very good.
Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so crisp and clean.
So crisp and so clean.
There you go.
Oh wow, that is really good. Yeah, that is washes right off your palate.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah, that's
habanero in that.
Yeah,
No.
that's good.
Oh, that's really good. Isaac Sanuk says, "Hey Jersey, can you make your own podcast? Marshall has been way too serious for us real beer drinkers and brewers. You can even give Marshall 1 minute for beer experiments."
Ooh.
Nah, I don't want to turn the tables. He's always been the boss, and we've been the learned men.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want
yeah.
to. I don't want to mess with the success. No, but strangely enough, I will be starting my own YouTube channel soon. Get up for it.
We'll promote it for you. Free advertising, Jersey.
I want to be one of those YouTube 14-year-olds that makes like $1 million for opening presents on Christmas.
Oh no. You ask any kid. I've got an 11-year-old son, and him and all his guy friends. What do you want to do when you grow up? Be a YouTube gamer. Yeah. Good luck, bud. Yeah.
Well, it's a niche market, and I'm gonna bust into it.
Yeah. Jersey Beaver.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about movie reviews, beer reviews, like how the proper way to clip your toenails in public is, like all the all the
on an airplane. On an airplane is where.
important stuff. You know.
Oh my God. All right, Tim Bishop on Facebook says, "I am a learned man thanks to you. Godspeed and good beer, Jersey."
We did that to do. Timmy, we made a learned man. The two of us got together
I'm so proud.
and felt love for each other and made another learned person.
It's an amazing thing.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. To have done.
Miracle of learned life.
God, this beer is so good. I want to drink a lot of this.
So he must be a fisher because it says, warning, according to the Bassmaster General, consumption of alcoholic beverages may aid in your pursuit to achieve bass.
Put that bass to mouth. Wait.
Can we say that on TV?
I'm realizing also, I think he calls his home brewery
Mass Nerder.
Mass Nerder Brewing. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mass nerd. I don't
This beer is phenomenal. It's so good.
like scruffy nerve herder. No.
When I hear mass, I think like a lot, right? Oh, mass, man. Mass beer in our. Anyways, yeah. Next comment comes from Joseph Rosenblatt on Facebook. He says, OMG, gonna miss your reviews so much.
God damn it.
Who really gave this message? OMG, gonna miss your review so much. The one you said doesn't taste purple enough cracks me up every time I think about it. 2 requests for Jersey to serenade us and a compilation of all the reviews in one episode. That may be something that we do, Joseph, when I'm maybe too busy to record a fresh episode. So keep, stay on the lookout. We might actually end up doing that. But Jersey, you gonna serenade us or what?
No, I already did. I did that. You put me on the spot before.
Do it again.
No, I refuse. What I would offer in exchange as a member that is leaving this
I know what he's gonna say.
This esteemed council of the masters is that Marshall would just release any one of the 13 drunken serenading recorded. So after every beer review, when Timmy would go pass out, Marshall and I would stay drinking,
Yes, this is true.
get a little tipsy, and then on these microphones and record there's any one of 30 songs of you and me singing together. Release one of those. Release the hounds.
Should I make it like a secret track at the end of this episode?
I don't care. Do it. Yes.
It's not a secret
It's
now.
not a
Yes.
secret.
Do that.
Yeah.
If I remember.
No, release it as a secret track. Any one of the 35 fucking songs we've sang
Well,
together.
by secret track, that just means you put it like 2 minutes past the very final sound.
And you want to talk about good memories? Those are some of my best memories.
Oh, they're so
You and me
fun. I know.
You'd send me in
I
the
know.
morning. I'm like, damn, it actually sound pretty good. What was the one we did where we were laughing at the start?
Fuel. We already put
posted
that one in the show. Yeah. We're like, God, this song sucks. That's a pretty good song, actually.
You
Yeah.
can play it backwards.
Weren't we listening to a track of you in Jersey and Vegas?
I was never there for that. I got kicked out of everything.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
No, but you could release the video of us jumping in the
that's
water.
not happening. No. Not our finest moment, Jers. Yeah. So, anyways, here's a comment. This one I feel is fitting because you're almost retired from the military, which means
I can smoke weed.
Summersby says, tastes like weed. Jersey wouldn't know. Jersey,
Dude.
I don't know how any of us would know, but Jersey definitely wouldn't know.
I'm so excited. I mean, of course I won't, but what if I do?
Well, Oklahoma, I don't think it's going to be legal there for a while, big guy.
I've got a small window because I'm about to take a job that I think is a government services job. So if I were to like trip, fall over, and like just grab a
Bong.
A joint.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Trip, fall over, and eat a bunch of edibles.
No, my Amber and I both have an agreement that when the first time she's never smoked weed either, strangely enough, the first time that happens is going to be together. So, thanks military for making me wait till I'm 44 to experience the greater things in life.
Yeah, I want video, bro.
I will give you video, bro.
I wish people could see our faces.
The last thing I need in my life is more vices, dude.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
I mean, it's.
I mean, I'll give it a
It's a dark
shot, but
one.
I hope it doesn't stick.
We live in California, so it's recreationally
sticks,
legal
it's good.
here. You know, it's not even a big. That was the thing that Jersey and I have talked about. I don't look Summersby. You got us off on a weed talk now, but Jersey and I have been talking about this for years about how he is not going to do it while he's a fighter pilot. He absolutely has.
Dude,
no,
I would have gone to jail.
He'd have
Of
gone to
course I'm not
jail.
gonna
Yeah,
do
he
it.
got in trouble, and he is not that kind of guy. So, okay, another comment. We're gonna review this next beer here in a sec, but this. Another comment comes from, I want to say this right, Infantry Brigging. All right, on
That
Instagram.
sounds like us when we've had too many beers.
Yeah,
Bless
yeah. Infantry Brigging. Hey guys, great job. Favorite beer that has been tasted or tested if you don't get to choose a lager.
Oh, dude, I got this one. You go first, though.
Uh,
I'm going to say Devil's
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
Devil's
barley wine.
is barley wine. Literally, if
Yeah.
you're listening, if you've ever stopped listening, start listening again. But dude, I will pay
Yeah,
$200
that was
for a
good.
case of that.
It
that
was so good.
so good, dude.
Amazingly good. Do you remember From Russia with Love?
From Russia with Love, dude. That was good too. We love that one too.
Those are two big beers. And by the way, Phil Rusher, who made that, is now a contributor to Brülosophy. Yeah, that was he sent that in as to prove to me
was
that
a wedding.
he can make
It
good
was-
beer.
he put it everybody at a wedding, yeah.
And his last name's Rusher, so it was naturally From Russia with Love. I thought that was an amazing beer as well.
Dude, I would rather sip on that kind of like barley wine, the
Right.
chocolate barley wine, than a Scotch.
It wasn't a chocolate bar. It was just a regular barley wine that had that
How would you
richness
know?
because I talked
like he
to
thinks he's learned.
I talked to
Look at this guy. How would you know?
You're
You
right.
know, learned
No,
it,
you're
man.
right. You're right.
Give me a clinky, Tim. Clinky.
Clinky. I've cut out so many clinkies also. These guys give each other a cheers after every review, like 14
We're all
times
nailed
per
it.
review. Yeah.
We're like, we did it.
No,
So
you
this
didn't.
this next beer,
Would you like some fries with that? Clink.
yeah. This next beer also comes from Brad Jennings. That's a local guy from Fresno, California. This is an oaked imperial whiskey stout. He says that it's a strong stout that he hit with oak, vanilla bean, and Maker's Mark 46.
That's some whiskey.
So
right
there's
there.
some whiskey,
Yeah.
and I think he actually poured the Maker's Mark in there. It's not like he used it to soak the wood in or anything
I
like
knew
that.
this is how it works. You just make a beer and pour whiskey. And
Yeah.
Brewed
Oh,
with
it
whiskey.
sure smells good. I love Maker's Mark 46. So, yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
I haven't sampled it. The smell to me is really nice.
Full-bodied.
Real nice.
Real
Clark.
nice.
Real
Clark.
nice, Clark. Yeah. So he actually brought a keg of this to my house a while back, but it got pretty shook up. So I'm kind of excited to have this more clear
good.
version of it. Yeah.
Holy cat. That's good, dude.
Yeah, that is. I'm not a big stout fan, but that's
not a
you can
stout.
have.
This would be good with a cigar.
You said it was an oaked imperial whiskey stout.
I know.
See,
I know. It's a stout according to him, but I'm looking at the color. It's not stout-like.
Don't worry, Justin. You won't have these problems when he doesn't tell you what it is.
That's right. Yeah. It's true.
You won't have these
This
problems.
tastes just like a Corona.
I would almost call this like an imperial amber ale.
It's
just
dude,
with the
actually,
way it
it's
looks.
really
This is good.
Very good.
Extremely
super
good.
good, yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
is there more?
I actually do have another bottle of it. Yeah.
Let's review it.
I have it with me. You want it?
Get
now?
it immediately.
Here, I'll give it to you now.
Toasted
Take a
marshmallow.
quick breather. I want to drink more of this.
Yeah, I get kind of a
toasted
marshmallow thing
marshmallow.
as well. Yeah, I totally do. That's actually a common descriptor. Good job, Justin.
Boom.
For
Damn.
wood aged beers. Is it?
Jersey who?
Yeah, I
How
know.
dare
I
you
already-
do this to me?
I already
sorry.
forgot him. I
How
already forgot
dare
the
you
guy.
do this in front of my loyal
Because
fan
he's
base?
leaving on a jet plane.
I'm not leaving on a jet plane.
So my recommendation for this one is to pour gently, because it's actually clearer up at the top. So here you go, Jers. There's that second bottle from.
Don't
of
know
Brad's.
if my U-Haul will make it from Cali to Oklahoma.
Jay Furster
Says
on-
Jersey is the most incredible drinker and reviewer of beer the world has ever seen. Thanks, Jay.
Amen.
Almost, actually. Instagram says, farewell, Jersey. While I come for the brewing info, I stay for the learned men. Kurz Lat and myriad unsolicited movie quotes.
Here.
I mean, everyone that says that knows that we're not learned. That's the funny part of it. Maybe we did get it in the end, so to speak.
Whoa.
Maybe we did get
Wowzers.
Maybe we tuned. Maybe we
God,
quit.
We're
I
only
quit.
going
I'm
downhill
out.
from here. We're only going downhill from here.
I'm just kidding. I'm totally in.
Maybe the best thing we ever did was realize we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. That's maybe why it worked. Clinky.
Yeah. Clinky.
I
Clink
don't
it
know
and
though.
sink
I remember in the beginning when people would comment that you got their palates are getting better, their palates are expanding, yada. And I'm sitting there. I remember talking with you about this, Jers, and we were like, they realize that we're drinking like 12 beers, and by 5 beers in we're already lit, and so I started to kind of question, maybe it's not, maybe they're just getting better at talking about it or whatever. But I went back and listened to a whole bunch of the old ones. You guys got way better at reviewing these beers.
I'm sure we did. But all it did for me is that I've become more of a stickler when I go to breweries and I'm like, this is gross. I don't like this. And I believe myself. Whereas before I'd be like, this is gross, but probably because
I suck.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's not that I know what I'm doing now. It's just that I've had so many of these types of beers
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't like this, and it's okay. It's okay for me not to like this. It might be that it's because it's gross.
I've told you this before, Marshall. Like when we go out to some place and order or whatever, and I was like, I have much better beer that you've made.
Thank you.
And
Tim.
that's what we're used
Suck
to.
up.
Yeah. I
But,
feel his
like, you go-
lips
yeah,
place
you go-
squarely on my ass cheek.
Go to these places and it was like, oh, this is crap.
Yeah, there is a thing. I think one of the big, homebrewers get a lot of crap for making shitty beer, but I do think one of the things is when you know how to brew and you've got your process down, the freshness factor of homemade beer is. We'll when we're done with this, we'll drink all the beers that I have on tap right now. All of them. The oldest one is a month and a half old. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it just tastes so good,
Yeah.
and that doesn't mean that it's award winning or anything, but it's so fresh. It's not oxidized.
Fresh is it. Dude, when I got to this neighborhood and we started, hanging out, and then, I'm like, oh, you brew beer, that's cool. And you started serving me some of your beer. I was just like, this just tastes cleaner and
Yeah.
fresher
Yeah.
than anything. And that's always been, like, when people come over, I'm like, you got to have some of his beer. Now, I
Hey, look
learned
who's
that.
kissing ass now.
Well, I learned later that, like,
This really feels good, guys.
anybody
Don't
that
stop.
brews beer at home can do what you do. you
That's
know?
not true, Jersey. I'm not saying that I'm all that great, but I've had some really bad homebrew. So.
Which is why it's even more pathetic when you go to a brewery and you're like,
You're
this
like,
is
you get paid
this
to
is
do
terrible.
this.
That's right. You're like, this is terrible.
it
I
happens
know
often.
people that make beer in their garage that knocks this out of the fucking water.
Yeah, I'm with you. Big Three Brewing, Big Three. That makes me think of This Is Us, the TV show This Is Us.
Oh,
good show.
So good, I know. Big Three Brewing on Instagram says, "Dear Jersey, as a fellow learned man, if there was a word in all of these comments that it was used more than any or phrase was learned man. Everybody said learned man, and then Juniper came in number 2. I actually counted. Dear Jersey, as a fellow learned man, I wish you well in your future endeavors. Good luck finding another awesome neighbor like Marshall. They probably won't brew as well or have short and shoddy beers on tap consistently. Oh, you know what short and shoddy beers are.
I do.
And to you, Marshall, good luck finding another learned man like Jersey for the beer reviews. My Patreon subscription is dependent on it. Love Sammy. So I know. That is to you, Justin. You. How about you respond to Sammy here?
Sammy, we will not do it dirty. We'll bring it. We will elevate the learned status. We'll bring these schleps like myself along, and we'll go out of our way to not do you sad.
You guys are going to love Justin. But, Kay, for just a second, can I talk about where the learned man came from?
Of course.
Okay, so Matt, when we were, what was the, not the one in Portland.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Matt,
Aspen.
by the way, who I still follow on the socials.
Is that Matt Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when we were all outside the brewery and we were throwing bags?
Oh, yeah.
And me and him were just fucking mile a minute movie quotes.
Yes,
dude.
you were. Nonstop.
That dude, we became instant bros.
Yeah.
And I still follow him on the socials, and all we do is movie quote each other.
Nonstop movie quotes, you guys. Yeah.
So the learned man is from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're walking out of the bowling alley, and he's like talking about like philosophy, and he's like, many learned men have debated. And I threw that out there when we were playing bags and just was talking about it. He started coming back at me with the other quotes, and we started laughing it up, and that was the learned man. I mean, everything that you've heard me say that you think is somewhat funny, I have not created.
It's from a movie.
It's from a movie.
It's from a movie.
It's from a movie.
I've never
You
met
have a lot
anybody.
of movie
I've
quotes.
never met anybody who can quote a movie like you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Matt was number 2.
Correct, which is why
Yeah.
we were just firing on
Yeah,
all cylinders, dude.
yeah. The 2 best friends.
Is Matt in there?
Dude, I will go. You know what?
No, he's not, actually.
Matt, I'm retired now. You buy some beer and I'll come visit.
There you go. I think he
Deal.
lives in Maine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's not far.
That sounds right.
8,000 miles.
What time is it?
You
We'll
can,
go
you
there
can
now.
ride your bike there, Jersey. Ken Johnson on Facebook says, "Wow, so much fun listening to the 1 minute reviews. I laughed through most of them. Learned man, Jersey."
The learned man, dude.
It's
That was-
everywhere.
So Juniper and the learned man. High five.
Those were the shirts that I made you guys. Remember for?
Oh, dude, yes. Although I disagree
My
with you
daughter
on how to
wears mine
spell
now.
learned. I didn't know.
It's
I don't know.
learn''D.
How do you know?
I don't know. That's how
You're
I think
not
of it.
learned.
No, that's how I did it. Yeah.
Dude, Juniper and learned man, dude. And that was all we did was we're like, what do you want us to do? We don't know what to do with our hands. He's like, just sit there, drink beer, have fun.
And say what you want to say. Yeah. There was a point. Oh, this is a fun story. There was a point where remember you guys came over. It was like the 5th review session. So we'd been doing it for about a year. And I printed out like if you want
Descriptors, huh?
no, not even. It wasn't even descriptors, Timmy. It was the way that you judge beer as a BJCP judge. There's a kind of a routine that you do. Yeah. So I printed out just the I mean, it was literally half a page. It was very simple. And I get in there, and Jersey crumpled it up. It was like, screw this. You will not guide my reviews, I believe was what you
It was
did.
like in Dead Poet Society when they how to rate poetry. They tear it up.
Yeah.
He's like, tear that page out of the book, dude. Hey, well, no. Speaking of funny or most memorable things about Brülosophy, dude, you remember the first time you let us come to the that was the Portland one, and we did the karaoke.
We did
How
the karaoke
much
party.
fun was that,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah.
We had everybody in that room, and we were just having a blast, and everybody was singing, and it
was
was
amazing.
Just
Yeah. And that was all.
We got fried rice. It
We,
was like,
we had egg rolls. And
Egg
stuff.
rolls.
Wait,
So,
is that here tonight?
and Rainier
I
beer.
wish.
That might be. That might be. That might be on the agenda after
dude,
we're done recording.
that was my favorite memory. I think
That was so much fun. And that one was. I think we had 350 people there, and we sold the place out.
that's right, because we were like high school girls were like, if you want to come to our party, you can. We're like, nobody's gonna come.
They
And then
came.
the place packed out,
Packed out.
dude.
Remember, we offered everyone. We said before you buy your drinks, with the price of your ticket, you get 2 Rainier beers.
That's right.
All of the Rainier beer was gone in 5 minutes.
Which, by the
don't
way,
think I even got
Rainier
one.
beer is money.
Oh, it's money.
I sent
It's
you a
so
text
good.
the other day. Like,
Yeah.
can we please find that here?
You can't.
And you
Unfortunately,
cannot.
it's so good.
And we
yeah.
have so many good pictures from that too.
Oh, it was so fun.
That
We had
was- that
that
was
was
good.
we
That
had
was
the
the
crew,
best.
we had the Brewing Network crew out there. I think
Everybody.
James from Basic Brewing was out there. It was so much fun. All right, next comment comes from Ken. I'm sorry, this one comes from Daniel Lott on Facebook. He says, "Jersey, I'm surprised nobody has asked you about UFOs yet, so I'm going to ask." Will you miss all of the unidentified fermented offerings?
Oh, I was really getting excited to talk about
I
UFOs.
know, I
'cause
bet
have
you
an
were.
opinion.
Will you miss all of the unidentified fermented offerings folks have mailed in for you to review these past few years? For real though, best wishes on your next adventure. You and Tim have given joy and laughter to many listeners over the years, and that's a truly wonderful gift to your fellow human. Thank you for your melodious contributions
I don't feel like
to the brewing
melodious.
sciences. You sing so. I include every time you sing. I include it.
How do I follow this? You guys have literally
do.
changed the world.
You have an amazing voice, though, Justin.
Well, I do, in an amazing physique. I mean, I fill out my tank top. Granted, it's upside down, the part that I fill it up. But You two have literally forged path. You're the Oregon Trail of beer.
It's all this
tasting.
guy right here. It's all Jersey.
No.
You always say that,
That's
too.
not true.
Yeah.
That's right. It wouldn't have. If it was just me, it wouldn't have worked.
You're so exhausted.
It wouldn't have worked, dude. It would have been. People would have got even. You know how it's like, dude. I don't know why this is working. It was working because of you. If it was just me, people were like, cancel this immediately.
That is one of the other number one things that I cut out is Tim literally mothering you. Tim would be like, Jersey, back on track. Jersey, Jers. Yeah.
Is that why you're holding a ruler, Tim?
That's why it's gonna work with you and Justin, is because Justin is the loose cannon. You're just gonna sit back and keep things on track and throw out a zinger here and there, and they'll always make it. But hey, on UFOs, those videos, that are out there, like the Navy guys, like that supposedly have their targeting pod on the UFOs. Here's my thought on this as a fighter pilot. The guys in that video are like, golly, look at that. Oh, gee,
There's
look how
no
fast
way.
it is.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm like, that ain't a fighter pilot. That ain't a fighter
Zoinks.
pilot. This is all made up. A fighter pilot be like, fuck, dude. Holy shit. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck. It's a UFO. And then they'd be like, fuck, are we going to be in trouble for this? Did we do anything wrong? Fake. It's all fake.
James Gould says, Godspeed, Jersey. I've enjoyed your reviews, and you'll be missed. Best of luck to you and your family. Thanks, James. I mean, I don't know why I'm
Thanks,
thanking
James.
Yeah,
I don't know who James is. Thanks, James.
It's just James. Okay, so living a couple blocks. This is this guy's name is Mac. He didn't give me his last name, but he goes by Mac. He lives in Chicago, Illinois, and he says, living a couple blocks from Wrigley Field, we Chicagoans like to spend summer afternoon out in the bleacher seats. That, of course, involves copious amounts of beer, but it might also involve a Chicago delicacy or two in the way of food.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking the same thing. Whether this be an Italian beef Sammy or a tavern style, not deep dish, he says, pizza. Either way, we're adding the best topping around. I'm going to screw this up. Hot Girardineria.
Which, by the way, are fire good.
Are you
Oh,
speaking
my
ancient
Lord.
Elven?
Yeah, I've never heard of
Diarrhea
this.
is what
Am I saying that right, Justin? Do you know Jardinera, maybe? Jardinera? Anyways, peppers.
Close.
The glory of these pickled veggies led me to want to try them in a beer. First came a Saison.
Saison.
If you say so.
Hello, Saison.
That actually took home a second place medal at a local competition. And now Chicago meets Belgium, again with a hot Flemish Girardineria. Here we go.
So I was just in Chicago for work.
I didn't hear
and I tell you
anything.
what, I didn't think twice
is
about
good.
getting one of those. Those Sammys, money. They're
I'll
worth
tell
the
you,
price. of
I'm
admission.
sure they're
I
good.
like
yeah.
it.
We've had a good round.
That's really good.
Really good.
This is good.
Oh, dude.
You saved
Oh, that
all,
is
Money.
really good.
he
That's
saved all the
money.
big guns for this.
This
You
is
didn't.
nice.
You
This
did.
is
You saved
nice.
all
I
the big guns.
randomly picked out of the.
Nah,
I've
you
got a
saved all the
stash
big
for you
guns.
and Justin to review.
You saved all the big guns. You're like, let's go out with a bang. I know what you did.
You know what I think it is, Jers? Is that these guys were like, okay, we know that they don't like beer. Let me see if I can give them something weird that they actually do like. I think that's
you're
an
saving
intelligent-
all the toe fart flavored ones for.
I
For
tell
the
you what,
next
I'm
iteration.
Oh, I can't wait.
That tastes like a toe fart.
I tell you what, Mac, you get one of these beers and a Chicago dog and outfield at Reedley. Reedley's right around the corner from us.
Yeah.
You can tell things are starting to sneak up a
Ooh,
little
that's
bit.
good.
At Wrigley, this beer is
It's
good.
bomb, right? It's super good.
Yeah, I like
It's very unique. I've never tasted a beer like this before, but it's way better than that pickle beer we had, and it's got
It
pickled
almost has
peppers
like
in it.
a little bit of a stone fruit.
I like the pickle beer, you fucks.
Jeez, Jers.
Wow,
It
why
was
you
good.
so
It was
great?
really good.
We
didn't
slur
like
and Jersey
Pickle.
gets
It needed
aggressive.
like a shot right before it, and then that's the pack.
Yeah, it would have been a good pickleback. It's
Heck
also
yeah,
a
would've.
beer. It's also alcoholic. Like the pickleback now is just pickle juice. That's an
That'd
alcoholic
be a double
pickleback,
double
dude.
whammy.
Yeah, it's a double back.
It was horrible,
Double
I
back.
thought. But that subjective preference,
Yeah,
right?
it is, yeah.
Ramon Molledos from on Facebook says, I'll never taste an IPA without associating it with juniper ever again. Thanks to Tim in Jersey.
No, thanks to Tim.
That is a thanks to Tim.
Thanks to Tim.
Yeah, I've never heard Jersey say that a beer tastes like juniper.
I don't
That's
even
always
know what
Tim.
does
juniper
now.
is. I still don't know what it is. So it's not
I'm gonna push you in a bush over here.
please.
You'll smell like it all day long.
You know
We
what?
need a tennis ball and a bush.
You know what, Timmy? I was thinking about like the way we know we've made it in life is that we don't live in neighborhoods that have juniper bushes everywhere. It's such a weird thing because there are none in our neighborhood.
There aren't.
Well, you guys are fancy. That's why.
Oh, shut up, Justin. You, the richest guy I know.
Why do you say
Rich in
rumors
love.
like that?
Our listeners need to know that you're
He's rich in love. Rich in love.
Rich in
Yes,
love.
I'm
yeah.
rich in spirit
Yeah.
and body fat.
He swings a mean 7-iron.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
This is true.
And a driver, yeah. Jack Hopper on Facebook says, "Learned on my friend. Enjoy your next chapter."
Chapter. It's like the next 17 chapters.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
This is good.
Yeah, it's very tasty. Ray has like just the right amount of saltiness, that briny saltiness thing.
It's good.
Yeah, I like it too. Jack Hopper on Facebook says, "Learn it on." I'm sorry, I just read that.
Yeah, you-
Ray Leonardo on Facebook says, "I always look forward to the beer reviews and know they won't be the same moving forward." Sorry about that, Justin. Good luck, Jersey, and thank you for your service. Also, do you prefer juniper or spruce tips in your beer? And now that you are a truly learned man,
I don't prefer anything in my beer. I would just like to take this time to say, you guys are gonna fucking love Justin the way we love Justin. It's gonna be a similar but very different flavor to this. And don't worry. I like that I get to go out kind of, I don't have to be Michael Jordan on the Wizards. I get to leave as a
Going out
bull.
on top, folks.
But dude, it was never Timmy and I that made this work. It was your idea of how this would work, and the fact that we never got it to me means that it's going to work with Justin just as good. As good, because it's just another guy who's not Marshall.
shut up.
Marshall is literally the Phil Jackson. You got Scottie
That's right.
Pippen here and Michael Jordan.
It's just
by the
another
way,
guy
Forget
who's
about
not
the
Marshall.
editing. The editing is amazing.
So
Thank you, Tim. Yeah, appreciate that. It takes me forever to do it. Too.
So I'll
It
tell you
makes us
this.
way funnier than we really are.
Yeah,
I
that's
cherished
true.
all the times I had drinking beers here, because at the end, all it was drinking beers with friends.
That's all it was.
That's all
and,
it is.
and I
Yeah,
tell you this,
yeah.
Justin, dude, you're gonna you're gonna have to do it. I gotta go drink beers with friends.
Here we go. Sorry,
I'm
Vicky.
sorry.
And I gotta go
I
talk
gotta
about
go
it.
to work.
How much you getting paid? Nothing. Yeah, free
You know?
beer.
Yeah.
It's
I
pro
guess,
bono.
I guess I just love you guys. I love
you
drinking
too,
beer
man.
with you
So
guys,
much, brother.
Dirty.
And Justin, I'm glad
you.
you're gonna keep doing this, because I will actually listen to the episodes if
Click.
it's not me.
Oh,
because when it was
sure.
me, you'd be like, "Listen, this is hilarious." I'm like, "I don't think it's funny," but if it's not me, I'm gonna listen to it.
There were times where I would send them to you, and you would respond a text message when I'd send them to you and
That
Tim.
was just courtesy.
And
I didn't get it, dude. I didn't get it.
there were times where you thought they were pretty funny.
But-
Usually it was when you guys were singing or something.
But I'm gonna be like Mitt Romney. I'm gonna get Pierre Delecto is gonna be my online presence. I'm gonna be like, "This review blows ass." And be like, "That's Jersey."
So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at everything that everybody's saying about you guys, and if they knew you, they probably wouldn't say half of these things. But man, you guys have really changed the landscape of beer tasting.
Tim, you gonna let
Big.
that rookie talk about
I
you
don't
like
know
that?
about that.
Take charge.
You guys are big.
First of all, I mean, it's pretty obvious
Dynasty
that we've
big.
got a master of his craft over here at Tim.
Yeah.
It's some noob fuck.
yeah.
Some
Scab.
noob fuck.
Scab.
This is like Tom Brady and I don't know.
Call me Matt.
The fluffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the watermelon. Tom Brady and not the watermelon. He was good.
Yeah.
Nah,
high
just
quality
kidding.
H2O.
Nah, it's gonna work for the same
Water
reason.
sucks.
It's gonna work for the same reason it worked for us. It's just two people that aren't professionals at drinking beer.
But
And
it's really cool to see the impact that you guys have made, having a great time. It
Timmy,
brings
how
a
about
tear to
I
my
miss you,
eye.
buddy?
Well, I'll tell you.
Clink it and sink it.
You were the end of my yang, you motherfucker. The end of my yang.
I'll never forget when we were all in Portland together, and the three of us are with a group of 5 other people chatting, and people are walking by and they don't recognize my voice. They recognize these voices, and
That was weird.
hey, listen,
That's them. That's them.
yeah. Tim's like, I've never felt so loved before, or noticed,
Or
perhaps.
hated. I
Or
thought
hated.
hated.
Yeah, or hated.
That's those.
Well, that's the weird thing is that it was never intended to be that 1 minute segment that is usually 2 minutes was never intended to be anything other than just a quick little break in something that is ultimately more serious. I know he was joking, but the show is about sciencey beer stuff, and we try to keep it as entertaining as possible. And my idea was if we could break things up by just having this completely off the wall, beer review segment, and you guys know when we were swimming in your pool,
yeah.
and I had to go inside and I grabbed beers and I brought out, I think they were Sierra Nevada Pale Ales, and the two of you just started reviewing the beer, and it was like in my head I was like, boom, this is gonna be good, this will be funny. I came home, I recorded the jingle, and boom, it started. That's it.
Well, I'm glad you thought it was funny, and I'm glad the people that are commenting thought it was funny, but you should know that Tim and I never got it. And Tim, I hope in your new marriage with Justin that you guys get it. I never got, like, it was painful to me to listen. Like, all the people that were like, this is shit, I don't know why I'm listening to this. I was like, I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't get it. I never got it.
But that's why we kept doing it, right?
Well, I kept doing it because you made me keep doing it.
Here, try this.
I mean, it is. Hey, I'm not going to lie. It is nice to hear comments from people that say that this is something that was entertaining to them. And I appreciate that. And you do too, Tim.
Yeah.
But we never got it. Looking at it from the outside in, we were just like, I hope that Brülosophy doesn't go under because of the shit show that is us.
It might have if I didn't edit. I mean, this show is good is going up against our boundaries on this one, but we're gonna let it slide because it's your last one, Jersey. We do have a few more comments I want to get to.
I gotta pee like a 12 big
We're
dragon.
almost done, man. We're almost done. Nigel Brewer on Facebook said, "Has Jersey ever been to Australia? If so, what did he think of the amount we swear?"
Of course I have, mate.
We have a picture of you on Instagram in your Australian.
You have a pretty manly
Wait,
umbrella
what
hat.
was the
That's right,
question?
yeah.
What was the part after? Have you been to Australia?
If so, what did he think of the amount we swear?
Oh shit!
Not enough.
Yeah, shit.
No, I was in Australia in 2019 in a military exercise, and what I thought of Australia is it's like Britain with the pompousness, but in a cool bro way.
Totally, yeah.
Like, dude, we rolled in, and they're like, go to the officers club, and in America, the officers club is like a shitty shrimp buffet. We roll in there, and dude, it was this old British building, and like they're like catering to us and everything, and giving us all the buffet for $5, and everyone just treated us with. I loved it. I would go back in a second. I didn't notice anyone swearing more than I swore.
We swear a lot. I mean, that is if we listeners. We don't do it on the show very often. We swear a lot.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
just
didn't
who we
notice
are.
anyone swearing more than. But I would tell you about what I noticed the most about. Well, I mean, I can't talk about the Australian public, but the Australian military pilots, dude, they're just the friendliest people.
I'm sure they are,
dude. You would never get them to. I mean, they just always read, "Hey, come on, bloke." Yeah, Roger up, and I showed up and I bought this Crocodile Dundee hat.
That's amazing.
And I put my rank on it, and I wore that in uniform at the
sack.
briefings. And I was like, I guess this would be like if somebody wore a cowboy hat. It'd be cool in our land, but they loved it, dude. It was great. Australia's the best. Cheers to all the Australian fighter pilots out there. Flying American-made F-35s. I hope it works out for you. I love all you guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we got to go to Australia. I think it was 2017. Laura and I went, and it was.
That's right. You went before I did.
Yeah, it's a couple of years before you, and it was phenomenal. Same story. They swear like the Dickens, and
I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
You must not swear enough.
Yeah. I don't swear enough. Right?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah,
Say fuck.
Fuck.
Just said Dickens.
buddy.
You got me, Jersey. All right, final comment for this episode. It comes from Javo Murillo. He says, "What's the biggest lesson?" I'm going to ask the question, then I'll finish his comment later. He says, "What's the biggest lesson you've taken from the reviews?"
That's you, Jersey.
No, it's over to you, Tim.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Biggest lesson.
Like, what have you learned the most, I suppose, from doing the beer reviews?
Jeez, I don't know.
Man, I would.
No, I don't know.
Would you say, okay, I don't want to I feel like what I'm doing right now is when you used to call me out on this all the time, Jersey.
Throw us a softball.
Yeah, exactly. I like, we'd be drinking a beer and, this tastes like peacho rings or whatever. And Jersey's like, you nailed it. It's exactly that. Well, no, what I did is I biased you into thinking that it's there because you trust me. But would you say, though, that your appreciation for beer in general, I mean, you guys have tasted over, 200 plus beers at this point. Yeah. Would you say that you've developed? Say no if you didn't. But is your appreciation for beer in general, more now or not really? Yeah.
For me, like once you throw like your info to us, your thoughts, and I was like, now I get it, but it's hard for me to describe it.
I feel like you
right when I taste it, it's like, and then you say, oh, do you get marshmallow or whatever? Well, now that you said it, I do.
Yeah.
It's just like what you just said.
But I feel like so one of the things that I've noticed in the last 3 years that we've been doing, 3-4 years that we've been doing this, is that
Miller Lite's a good beer.
I love it. I'm drinking one too. It's so good. I know. Hey, by the way, Miller Coors, if you want to sponsor, like anybody from there is listening to us. But Tim, I always felt like Jersey had the off the cuff remarks that were like, whoa, he hit something. He hit it on. But you had these thoughtful like. And people have emailed me and they're like, did Tim have that beer beforehand? Because it sounded like he knew what he was talking about. You think of you
tricked you.
That's right. But you kind of dig into him differently than Jersey does. Would you agree with me on that, Jersey?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Jersey's more like immediate. What do I get? Say it out loud. And you kind of sit and think about it for a second. You've nailed some stuff. When I'm editing these, I'm like, God, he nailed it.
Well, and you'd be more impressed if Tim liked your beer than I did, because he's such. Like, he only likes what he likes, and if he's like, this is good, it's good. It's gonna be good.
Whereas Jersey's like, alcohol? Yes.
That's true.
I think Jersey's surprised about what comes out of his mouth some days.
I was also always terrified of the fact that people have put a lot of effort into every beer that we tasted, and it took like. You were like, dude, no, you have to give what you actually think. I'm like, dude, people have put effort. We're just a couple ham and eggers. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're going to rate someone that put effort into it. It just always felt that was
cool.
way.
Like in Portland when they were lined up in front of us.
Oh, the people who brewed the beers.
And they were like, and they were all really good beers.
Yeah.
You could see them and they were like excited to let us two morons to try it.
No, you're totally
that has
true.
to be a little, a little nerve wracking as I sit here watching you guys. I mean, we've watched you, Marshall, brew beer, and there's a lot of effort that goes into that. And luckily, by nature, you two aren't assholes. But
you're being very kind.
Very kind. I'm just kidding. One of you is, and the other one's Tim. But the desire to not be a jerk has to be a little overwhelming.
It was more than overwhelming. I mean, I felt terrible because. Remember when you put that early article out, like teaching Jersey how to make beer, and you took all these pictures? I didn't do anything. I just watched you make beer, and I don't know that I could ever make beer on that level. And it just, to everybody that we gave a bad review to, I guess I'm sorry. But
you guys are two normal guys drinking beer.
Which was the idea, Craig, right? Is to have two guys that I have, ample access to, which I did.
I guess look at it from this perspective. If you took the footage from one of my flights, the heads-up display tape, and showed it to a guy who'd never flown a jet and said, "How did he do?" I'd have a beef with him being like, "Yeah, that looks shitty," right? And that's how I felt. I'm like, this is not my area of expertise. I don't know what I'm doing. I like beer. I do like beer.
Yeah,
you like beer too.
Yeah, we all like beer. We all like beer. Yeah,
but. I don't know what to tell a person who's put their heart and soul into this flavor, and for us to be a voice that could shoot it down, it just always bothered me.
Well, his hard work is probably better than the beer that you and I can make, because we don't know what the hell we're doing.
And all I could say to that is, you know what? They're not talking to like their fellow brewers that understand all this. They're talking to, would someone off the street drink this beer? And that's the only way I was able to justify that is, well, I'm not shitting on someone that put effort into this.
We would just say we just didn't like something, or we did.
You never actively shit on anybody who submitted the beers. You would shit on a couple of the beers. I get that. But I will say this, and this is something that I never fed you prior because I liked your concern. I thought it made the reviews more funny. But the reality is this, that there's nobody, when they email me and they're like, hey, I've got a beer I want to send in for Jersey and Tim to review, in the response back, I will usually say, I'm going to encourage them to be as honest as possible. Oftentimes, the people would email me and they're like, "I got this crazy hot ass beer that I want them to." So when you
to try,
usually, if there was, and this was very rare, but if there was one that I thought this person put effort into this and made it good, and I was drinking it, I would give little micro expressions to you guys where I was like, "Oh." I do something like that, and then you guys would do your review. And most of the time, you liked it. Now,
I don't remember picking up on any of that.
That was who knows.
And to be fair, you fucked with us a couple times by putting like a beer that you hated that you bought from the gas station downtown.
Oh yeah.
You hated. You throw it in there. And we early on we'd be like, we have to like this. Somebody put a lot of effort into this.
It's shit.
This is butt cheese from the local 7-Eleven, and we're like, fuck, this was our chance.
Oh,
I will say that it wasn't artificial. Like he put beers in front of us, and sometimes he'd sit back and just like got a grin on his face because he's
Waiting
like
for the reaction.
excited to see, and we were like, does that mean it's going to be good or bad? And we never. Like, I wish you would have given us more of a tip off. But
They were very real reviews. There's no denying that.
100%.
Yeah,
This is the only one we've ever done where you.
Yeah, and I don't
give us
like
a
it,
heads
by
up.
the
Yeah.
way.
It is
And
different.
you
it's not as
blew it.
fun, right?
Justin's first
I know.
date, he's already cheating.
Yeah, you cheater.
Marshall's my game genie. What
There
can I
it
say?
is.
I'll tell you this. My final parting shot on this is the reason it worked for me and the reason I kept doing it, Marshall, is because I love you. And it was fun as fuck. And coming over here and drinking with you and drinking with Timmy, I mean, that was
what it's all
the
about.
most fun part of my time in California. You guys are the friends, and you too, Justin, and you too, Craig, and you too, CJ.
CJ just watched
CJ
it.
just sneaked on.
You guys are the things I will take out of California that I miss, and that's why like. When Amber was like, I don't know why you do this because I don't know that anybody likes it. I'm like, I don't think anybody likes it. But
Amber is Jersey's wife. If you, yeah.
but drinking beer with my friends, recorded or not, is just a good
it's
time.
just fun.
It's just a good
for
time.
fun, yeah.
So I would like to say thank you to you, Marshall, for
Well-
letting us drink beer, even if you had to record us. I love you guys, and it was a fucking blast.
It was fun. Yeah,
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Here, here.
And
Cheers,
you are
man.
irreplaceable, but we are replacing you with Justin.
No,
So-
and I'm not.
It's already done.
I'm not irreplaceable, and you'll find that
Turn
out
his mic
soon.
off. Turn
Yeah,
his
yeah.
mic off.
If hey, listen, if they get a sponsor, if they're like, we want to sponsor the Jersey and Tim, or sorry, the Justin and Tim beer review,
Justin and
because
Timmy.
of him, then
May I have a final?
I'm saying yes.
As a obviously big deal here.
yeah.
May I have a final request?
Yes.
And that's
When-
our show,
When you
folks.
do your jingle, instead of Jersey and Tim had a flow, now you got to change it up. It's got to be Tim and Justin.
I can't.
Absolutely,
You have to
Tim needs
change
It would
it
have
up.
to be. It would have to be 1 minute beer review with Timmy and Jay.
Or you could just do a new jingle that doesn't have that
I
same
can't
flow.
do a new jingle that came to me from the spirits in the sky.
Oh,
Oh, it's getting deep.
Well, the spirits in the sky talk to me
oh,
too.
wrong.
If you
And
come
they
up with
say-
something, Jers, you tell
No,
me.
I'm out,
Until then,
dude.
I'm literally gonna. Until then, I'm gonna use Whiteout on your name and just plug his in. That's what
It's
I'm
like
gonna
he
do.
1
wasn't
minute
even
beer review
here.
with Justin and Tim.
That's been recommended.
done. You got that recorded, right?
I do want to finish what Havo said. He said Jersey is da bomb and will be dearly missed in the minute reviews. Why not make the effort to send him beer to review and record with Tim remotely? I will tell you, Havo, because I absolutely hate shipping beer. So that's not
And I need
going
a
to happen.
job, Havo.
Also,
I mean, come
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
How about
Justin needs
this?
a job, so.
I agree. At least once every year until the date of my death, I'll fly back out here and
We will figure
Yes.
it out. Absolutely.
Oh,
That's
once,
going to
once
happen.
every
Yeah,
calendar
yeah.
year.
Oh, we
I'll
could
fly
do an
back out.
on-site at Jersey's bar.
It's a tax
Yeah,
write-off.
yeah. When you have a bar,
Once I have a bar, it's a tax write-off anyway.
yeah, it's still a tax write-off for me. So, well, we are out of beer. We went through 8 different beers. We reviewed them all. That last
We're
one
not
was
out
very
of love.
good. We're not out of love.
I'm all out of love. I need another beer.
Jersey, we love you, dude, and hope nothing but the best for you and your family while you're gone. While this may be the end of the OG 1 minute beer review with Jersey and Tim, it's certainly not the end of this friendship that we've created. So.
Well, I wish great success to Justin and everyone else involved in this process.
I do want to
Actually, that's a really good idea.
Fucking
1 minute
scab.
beer review with Tim and Justin.
I do want to say that, and I think you'll agree with me on this, Jersey. I do think you'll agree with me on this, that if any listeners out there ever cross paths, if you go to the Jersey bar or whatever you end up creating in Enid, Oklahoma,
Enid.
you don't be shy. This guy
No,
wants to
100%.
talk to you.
100%. If you love Marshall and you love Tim and you're a Brülosophy fan, my door is open to you. I probably met you at one of the things we did in Minneapolis and the other places and didn't even know it. You're always welcome, and I am. Within 2 years, Manchester.
Manchester.
We'll have a bar
Manchester.
catered to the pilot training people, Advanced Air Force Base, open. And that's all I've ever wanted to do. It's
Hell
well, I want to fly jets, but now that's done. And you will always be okay. You walk in and you say hashtag Brülosophy, dude, and the drinks are on me. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Unless it's Tim or me. Then he's like double the price.
My final comment is that I was blessed to have a fucking neighbor like Tim, who's the best friend you could ever have, and a neighbor like Marshall, who's the best friend you could ever have. And I had a person who could fix everything that was wrong with my car, and a person who could brew a beer and who knew what he was doing. Dude, it's been the best 9 years of my life. I love both of you guys. I don't want to get emotional, but Jesus, thanks, Marshall. Yeah. I didn't get it, but I had fun.
It was fun. And that was the key, right? And that is what we preach at Brülosophy is get out there, brew your beer, have a good time doing it. Stop worrying about the small shit and just have a good time. And I feel like the Jersey and Tim beer review did exactly that.
Yeah, I got a little...
I know.
Teary-eyed
Stop crying there, buddy.
Anyways.
Personality larger than life. Right?
Larger than life. But also a voice larger than life.
And then a final close with this. Justin.
Scab.
Dude. You're one of my favorite humans in the whole world. You couldn't have picked a better person.
You picked him.
Nobody picked me but Jersey.
How can I endorse him if you don't let me get you the credit? No, you guys are going to love it. Justin and Tim are as good of friends as Jersey and Tim. And I hate that it's Jay's, but, give him a call sign like Poopy Butt. Justin,
yeah, that's a good one.
1 minute beer review with Poopy Butt and Tim. And we're good. You guys are gonna love it. Justin makes me crack up every time he talks, and he's and unlike me, who's just a ham and egger, he knows what he's doing. So you guys are gonna love it. Good luck to you, Justin.
And I will say,
here's to the no egg.
Here's to the
don't read the comments. Just don't read the comments.
I will say this though that somebody on the survey said we want Patton Oswalt. As long as he doesn't try to match Jersey.
You don't want the wish jersey. They're like, we have Jersey at home. They're like, Jersey at home.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, if you knew Justin, he doesn't need to.
Not a factor. Yeah. He's his own personality. You're going to find out.
And also, there's no matching whatever it is that you've got, my friend. Because it is.
I got whatever it is.
You got some hoops.
Every time I review a beer, they're like, God damn, what did it say? He got whatever it is. And Justin's a douche, but you're going to love him, I promise.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Justin, Tim, Jersey, CJ. I know you showed up late. Everybody, this was a great time. Hopefully, we didn't offend anybody too much. And thanks for all the beers that everybody sent in. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to subscribe to our other podcast, The Brew Lab, where host Kate Jobe takes you into the lab with brewing scientists. And make sure to head to Brülosophy.com to keep up on all of the fun and beer and brewing stuff that we're up to. The Brülosophy Podcast is made possible by the generous support of our sponsors as well as all of our rad listeners. We seriously could not do this without you. Cheers to everyone who has subscribed and left a review of our show. It makes a huge difference. If you haven't yet, please consider doing so. Head over to Brülosophy.com/support to view a list of ways you can easily help us to continue producing this podcast. If you want a reward for your support, visit Patreon.com/Brülosophy. Thanks again for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Brülosophy Podcast. Until then, think beer.
Start off the morning with some hot tea, lemon and honey, cause it suits my bro. Put some herb in the bowl, yeah, it's homegrown. Ain't gotta go through the middleman no more. Life is good, the likelihood of me.
Well, I didn't forget. And I'm for those of you who enjoy listening to cheesy, yacht rock, soft rock type of music, that was one of the things that Jersey and I connected on in the very beginning of our relationship. And it was very surprising because we have some massive differences, but we never let that come between our friendship. And I was shocked when I learned that when Jersey was growing up, he's 2 years older than I am. So not a huge gap in our age, but when he was growing up, he had a very similar kind of life experiences in terms of certain things, and he happened to have this love of a band called Chicago, which I did too. When I was like 6 years old, I was the weirdo boy who was like sitting in my room listening to "You're the Inspiration" by Chicago, thinking, "Oh, this will be my wedding song when I marry my princess one day." Well, Jersey had the same type of an experience when he was a kid. So he and I both shared this love of the band Chicago. And one of our favorite songs that we agreed on was "Hard to Say I'm Sorry," which I'm sure most of you have probably heard. And we started singing this song together. We were constantly doing karaoke parties at each other's houses, or whenever we'd travel together, we would organize these karaoke events. And this was one of the songs that Jersey and I would always sing together. I will never sing this song with anybody else. It would probably make me cry, but I'll never sing it with anybody else. Recently, as was mentioned by Justin in the episode that just finished, Jersey and I sang it at our local Crow and Wolf Brewing Company. Started doing a Wednesday night karaoke bash, and on their first one, this was one of the songs that we sang. Now, the version that you're going to hear now, it was one that we recorded, in my studio. We had been drinking for quite a while. As Jersey said, we'd usually do this later into the evening after a beer review session once Tim had already gone home and gone to bed. But this is it, and we hope you enjoy it.
Everybody needs a little time away, I heard her say, from each other. Even lovers need a holiday, far away from each other. Hold me now, it's time for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to stay. And after all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go. Ooh. Couldn't stand to be kept away just for the day from your body. Wouldn't wanna be swept away, far away from the one that I love. Hold me now, it's time for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to know. Hold me now, I really wanna tell you I'm sorry.
So there you have it. That one was recorded back in May of 2017, so over 4 years ago. And I mean, we've got so many other songs that we've done together. You've heard a few of them because we've done kind of a similar secret track type of thing on these episodes. But I thought for those who really enjoy this type of stuff, I was scrolling through my phone a few weeks ago and I found just an audio recording using my iPhone of Jersey and I back in 2019 singing this same song. It's just a clip of it. We didn't record the whole thing. But I thought some of you would get a kick out of kind of a taste of what Marshall's and Jersey's relationship really is like. Now, this was a funny one because we'd all been hanging out in the Jersey bar, which back then was just in his house. And, you know, all the friends had left. It was about midnight and his wife had long since gone to bed and I'm assuming she was hoping we would shut up, but we had to get in one last little karaoke round and we sang this song as well. And so just for your guys' curiosity, here you go.
Everybody needs a little time away, I heard her say, from each other. Even lovers need a holiday, far away from each other. Hold me now, it's time for me to say I'm sorry. I just want you to stay. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you, I promise to. And after all that's been said and done, you're just a part of me I can't let go.
Without question, we are all going to miss Jersey dearly, but we're so glad that he will be an infrequent guest on the Brülosophy Podcast doing some reviews in the future. So, all right. Thanks again for listening, guys.